Welcome to the super special bonus episode of the weekly thrilling and tit-based podcast, Spiritfolk Saturdays. I'm your host, Elfie, Spirit of Infinity. Joining us today are Thero,
Spirit of nervousness.
Kappa,
Spirit of testing.
Kat,
Spirit of continuity errors.
and our extremely special guests, Matt
Spirit of arson.
and Jay.
Spirit of middle management.
I could have come up with something better than Spirit of arson. It'll have to do.
It's okay. Half the time we're all like scrambling at the last minute.
I appreciate you, and I appreciate your arson, Matt. It's great.
You know, that appreciation is all I can really ask for.
In a society that very much frowns
I don't do
on
it. I don't do it for the fire. I don't do it for the destruction of property. I do it for the fans. Moving on.
Moving on from Matt's potential criminal record.
Oh no.
So, we're gonna do like back and forth questions, I guess.
Yeah, sounds awesome. I got a few. Some of these are weird and incredibly specific, and some are incredibly general and helpful, but most of them are weird and incredibly specific, so I'm preemptively very sorry.
Well,
Same for us.
Yeah.
yeah, that's how half of ours are, so you're good.
Yes.
Great. Perfect.
Excellent.
What is one event or storyline you wish you could do over?
Golem arc. Definitely the Golem arc. Jay and I were just talking about this.
Yeah, like, okay, I really like it. I like the ideas I had there. Every time I look back, I'm so struck by my own lack of ability. I'm like, oh man, I could have done so
Was
much
it
better.
just like bad planning?
Yeah, like,
It just didn't really come like full circle like a lot of the other ones have.
I wasn't that great a storyteller. Not implying that I'm a super great storyteller or anything. I was just worse than distinctively, and I was also a worse editor. So that kind of came.
We were all worse at it at that point, though.
Yeah.
Like that was still one of the earlier arcs.
Yeah, but I really like the ideas there. So
Yeah.
absolutely going back and redoing it, that would be my number one choice. If I had to pick one to redo for fun, it would be Wiz High, because I'd like to redesign a lot of the rooms. Like, oh my god, I had so much fun torturing them there.
Don't do wizard drugs, kids. It's not worth it.
You guys had so many options of like different branching paths to take, and I'm really happy with the route
Yeah.
you took.
Your
But
maps were crazy detailed for that
oh
one.
man, I had such an awesome idea where you'd if you decided to elbow through and go into the mess hall, you'd wind up embroiled in a wizard food fight. I assumed that would be brought on by Gregor. Oh, that would have been beautiful.
Would that kind of
Marcus-
like the Ruby food fight?
Marcus would have just curled up in the corner from wizard food fight PTSD.
Aw.
Bad memories there.
Uh, though I did recycle the idea later with that chili golem. That was fun. That's probably what you would have fought in there. So, I guess full circle in that case. But yeah, I would love to redo Wizard High over again for fun, and Golem over again, just to make it just to bring it up to the level I'd appreciate. Probably if I went back, I'd still think I'd screwed it up horribly, though. Don't know why.
That sounds like nonsense, Jay. I'm sure that if you redid it, it would be fantastic.
Oh, you're making me blush.
And if it did crash, it would be because your players went off the rails.
Oh, like we always do. What rails? I don't see any rails. I see nothing but rocks and the rocky crags to catch my feet in. But I would totally agree with the Golem arc in that one. I'm happy with how Wiz High turned out, but like the Golem arc could have been a lot tighter in many ways.
Yeah.
That said, like Marcus having an army of golems kind of perpetually after him is one of my favorite things.
Oh, it
Yeah.
did set up one of my favorite world things. Yeah. So
And I keep wondering when we're gonna come back to that, but there's too much other stuff going on right now. I'm sure it'll come back into play again at some point, right, Jay?
Yep.
Right, Jay?
Yeah, totally. No, well, actually, this one probably. I'm looking for the day that Marcus's past transgressions catch up with him. Absolutely.
Like,
That's
every
gonna be
single one after the other, like in the same day.
Amazing.
It's gonna be terrifying.
They'll team up and take tickets.
Yeah.
Marcus Flossy's terrible, horrible, no good, very bad day.
Yeah. Oh man, we should do
The
that.
next bestseller.
Yep. I'm just gonna take a quick note of that. I know what
Yeah,
I'm
you should.
next campaign.
Oh,
Marcus
no.
has a very bad day.
Just to reverso that question, is there any arc that you feel should be redone or that you would like to see done over again? No is a viable answer, but
I don't really think so. I think everything so far has been
Yeah.
pretty amazing.
Well, thank
There's
you.
nothing that I would think would be.
I would like to see the Prison of Lights done over just so we can see more of it.
That's
Oh.
100% valid. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wanting to do it over again just to see like alternate pathways is 100% valid. Like
mhm.
I kind of go nuts and I don't really know how much they're going to get through or like when or why or in which way they're going to go off the rails. So I usually over design everything like crazy.
The
So-
Prison of Lights was designed super well too. Like I
Oh, thank
remember
you.
us creeping through that, and like we were legitimately creeped out for that entire session. That was scary.
I was glad to get you guys out of there. The light mechanic. I was I was sort of experimenting with that, and as you'd go down more floors and more floors, the potency of your little lantern would weaken, and it would be
God.
more based around light and controlling like specific areas. Oh, it's gonna be a nightmare. I really want to do that.
That sounds like fun.
A whole bunch of Spirit Temple style puzzles from Zelda.
Exactly. Oh,
Where they had to
yes.
add to the light.
Yeah.
That sounds incredibly creepy.
Did sorry, just want to throw in a follow up on that. Did you guys were you guys listening to the ambient music during recording, or is that edited in post?
No,
That
that's
was-
edited in afterward, right?
That was Jackson. Yeah, Jackson
Yeah.
actually just said like, man, at the time I was just doing my normal narration. And after the fact Jackson's like, man, like I was really feeling something back there. I'm going to try to make some music. I don't know if it's going to be done by the time the episode comes out. Just like get ready for it if it is. And then he sends me this track and I'm like, wow, man. Like, okay. And that's the point that I knew I did an okay job. Like, oh, cool.
Oh, dude, you did more than an okay job on the Prison of Lights arc.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was incredibly creepy and on edge the entire time watching it, even just
Yeah.
at rewatches.
Mhm.
Good,
Yeah.
perfect.
Thank you.
I am also going to say the Prison of Lights, but because I wanted to see what would have happened if they brought Donut along instead of here.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Crap, that's
I
oh
had-
no.
I had everything planned for that. I'm like, okay, they basically have a choice right here. But no, they really picked the big guy instead.
I like
don't
Gear. I'm happy with him.
I like
Although-
Kirito. Don't
what-
scrape, but sorry, go ahead.
What do you mean that they picked Kier? Because like Kier punts Stone into the
Oh, yeah, big
portal.
time.
So like,
He
did
made
you
the
guys
choice.
just like vote on it and not record it, or
No, I actually had like it's weird because in the notes like I have it written out the direction they take. They basically had a choice at a certain point. There was one option that involved the logical thing, which was waiting and chilling out and doing their best to defend the people while they were there, and then opening a gate straight to the place, skipping all this stuff I had planned, but it would turn into like I had a whole mini event plan there where it would be more like a survival scenario where them and all the spirit folk are holed up in this in the city and or the small island, and then they'd have to move to another island, and it'd be like a defense scenario, and that would actually result in them getting Don't instead of Kier, because Kier rushes off on his own. He's just gonna do his own thing. But them going, no, we're gonna brave the Prison of Lights. We're doing this. Go, 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 go means they get Kier because he's the only guy who's crazy enough to go into there. So that's another way that I probably would have liked to see it play out in a different way. I had so many plans for that. That was going to be fun. I was going to scare the crap out of you regardless of what you were doing.
Yeah, bastard. It's always fun seeing what the hell you came up with for a given session.
Yeah. We did one very recently that I'm really excited for. It's I think it's coming out. Yeah, it's coming out on Tuesday. It's. I really over prepared for it. I'm quite excited.
It was great. I think it's one of the best episodes yet.
Oh, thanks.
Actually.
I think it did great, man.
Yeah, thanks. You too.
Very exciting to hear.
I can't wait
Oh,
till Tuesday.
I've also started using imp names in the recordings.
Oh yeah.
which is fun. So expect some of that.
Also expect about like a minute of me laughing uncontrollably to just be conspicuously missing there whenever the imps are summoned, because my god, these names are good.
They're great. They're pretty wonderful, and I've been meaning to call them by name for a little while now, but it's just more fun if other people make them, and then I kind of have to accommodate that. It's good time.
Also, Jackson says hi.
Oh, that's right. I think
Yeah.
Floss also said hi.
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 He is hard at work right now on something semi-secret. I don't know if it's secret. I don't know.
Is it
But
secret? I don't know.
yeah, sure. He's hard at work on something that's gonna be super awesome.
I don't
Foss,
even know
I
what's
have no
going
idea.
on.
I have no idea what Foss is doing. Probably
Probably in a basement punching something.
yeah, that
Somewhere.
sounds about right. Training.
Yeah, definitely training somewhere.
Wrestling more wild animals.
Well, I have a short question for Matt.
Uh-huh.
How do you do those imp noises? Do they damage your throat at all?
You know, I imagine that they would damage my throat if I did it for a very extended period of time, but it's like... I don't even know how to describe it. It's kind of like a noise at the back of my throat if I kind of like pinch that shut a little bit and just go... I really don't know. At some point, like, I just summoned an imp as Marcus and I opened my mouth and that's what came out.
Magic happened.
Yeah, magic happened and it's kept happening ever since. So.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been trying it and Matt's been coaching me on it. It just hasn't worked out, so that's much higher praise than I received.
Jay, you say that, but in the last session, especially, you just picked up one of the imp noises and it was on point.
Really? Yes.
Yeah, it was
I'm getting
good.
closer. Continue
no,
teaching me, master.
I'll do my best. We've never even had a lesson, Jay.
I train in the woods.
Of course,
My own master.
of course, you just
What,
like
space
here.
camp?
Yep.
Oh,
I train
space
in
camp.
Space camp.
I feel so bad for Colvin.
Oh, come on. He's got the new hottest restaurant in town, probably. Hottest in terms of heat. It is very, very warm in there.
There's no ventilation. It's a problem.
It's a real problem.
Multiple fire code violations.
Oh, Anorian Fire Code is definitely a great name for an Anorian band.
Oh my god, yeah. We should do a Battle of the Bands special at some point.
Okay, yes.
I'm just spitballing here, but you know, we should make that happen.
Yes. Just
Yes.
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 So I'm sorry if I couldn't give you a better answer on the imp noises, but the truth is that they are just a tiny miracle in this beautiful world of ours.
I will accept that answer.
I was interested in what everybody's favorite character and least favorite character is.
Oh!
Somehow I knew this question was coming.
I should have guessed it.
If you need to do like a list or like a top 3 rather, that's completely understandable.
And if you don't want to hurt anyone's feelings and want to say, like, take it out on, say, the Guildmaster as least favorite,
Yep.
valid.
3 is Indian, Marcus, and Ash.
Yes.
Least
Cool.
favorite is... I have no idea. I'm gonna say Varandir.
Yay.
Wait, what? Varandir's he's a bro. He's awesome. He just wants to party and have fun. Okay.
You made a strong case, Matt, but
It's okay. My feelings
but
are hurt.
Varandir's my least favorite too.
My top 3 would probably be Ash, Marcus, and Kier.
Solid.
Least favorite is hard. Ballast McGee.
Fucking Ballast McGee. Oh, good pick. Good pick. I agree wholeheartedly.
Favorite is definitely Ash. Just straight up.
Yay.
Like, she's the only person who I have a tag just for her on my blog, although I don't use it enough. She is the queen of ruthless healing and unapologetic death.
Yeah, that's true. That should be her title. We should remember that.
Yeah, I'm gonna convey that to Faust.
Like if there was a thrilling intent fighting game, that would be like Ash's subtext below her name.
Least favorite, I don't think I have. Let's say the wizard guy who was like doing the shit with the golems and then showed up during Wizard High again.
Yes.
Oh, Vern? Oh, what do you have against Vern? Vern's great.
It's just once again, Matt, I think you have a soft spot for characters that are directly bros with your character.
You're not wrong.
Which is most everyone.
Yeah.
I don't know, just every time Vern shows up, I'm like, this asshole.
He's a skis ball, it's undeniable. Not as much of a skis ball as Ballast McGee, but close.
I know, right?
In no order, Kier, Marcus, Inian, Ash, Dog. And then, least favorite, I'll go with the Judge.
I almost forgot about him. That was like, I think that was like the first episode that I watched after it was edited, and I was like, man, we are hilarious.
I couldn't deal with it.
Like, specifically when Jackson puts the glasses on and sees legalese.
Yeah.
And then Jay, you edited in all of like the random jargon. Like
yeah, that was fun. No, at the time, I think I like sent out a message like, you guys are really funny. Why would you do this? Like, same sentence. Oh.
So, do we get to hear your favorite three?
Oh.
Oh, I've got my easy cop-out answer, which at number one is Ash, Marcus, and Gregor, because they're all my little babies. But also my least favorite is Marcus. Marcus, step it up. Come on.
I think it's just Marcus screws shit up the most.
No, if I'm gonna, like, this is my own personal bias, and I really try to not let it show, but my favorite is Marcus. And then, like, yeah, man, yeah, you're my favorite. No, I really like, I think it really depends on the arc. I think Marcus, since we finished Wiz High, and, like, that's still fresh in my mind, I like Marcus the most there. But in the most recent arc, I'm actually liking Gregor a lot. Most recent episode in particular, Jackson's been rocking it so hard. And then, like, once again, I guess Wiz High, it's a competition with Ash, too, because Faust whipped out that, like, awesome emotional scene, and I'm like, man, you have a range.
I was impressed.
Yeah, so, like, it's really a hard pick. When it comes to making me laugh, Marcus wins out. No doubt about that, and I'm horribly slanted in that regard. In terms of rating my own NPCs, I think I like Thog the most because he's just the strangest. He's not the guy I expected to be bringing along or characterizing beyond a simple 5-second piece. So he's always fun for me because I get to play a character that I normally wouldn't play in any regard just because they brought along a random middle manager. And that's just so fun for me. Matt, what are yours?
Well, it's bad form to say my own character, so... No. In all seriousness, I think my favorite character consistently is Kier.
Oh, man.
Now
you're making me blush.
Yeah, blush away. It's true, man. You kick asses, Kier. And I love the Marcus Kier dynamic that we get going all the time. And but at the same time, Gregor is like really, really close behind that. And I also love Ash. And it's a tough choice, but I think Kier tops that list. And my least favorite is unquestionably Ballast fucking McGee.
I changed my answer to Ballast McGee being my favorite.
What a dick. Who talks like that?
Cowboys.
I guess Cowboys.
Cowboy writers.
So, considering that we know Neath is populated by pirates, or like used to be pirates, are the pirates or the golems going to catch up to the party first?
That's a good question. I think that you guys should start a betting pool. I don't think that you should. I do not condone gambling on this.
Marcus Falafi does, though.
Oh, obviously. Marcus would gamble on just about anything. I'd say the golems would definitely reach him first because, you know, they don't need to eat or breathe. They have some sort of magical sense that points them in the direction of Marcus. And
okay, like, see, here's the thing, though.
No?
The pirates are introverted weirdos. That's Foss has given me information that I am okay, like that he's okayed with me giving it away.
Oh, that's good.
They're introverted weirdos, basically. Like
they're pretty like
no, introverted
pretty
isn't
isolationist.
Introverted isn't the right word. I'm an introverted weirdo. They're isolationist. Yes. No. I'm not a pirate in any way, shape, or form. I don't condone piracy. Cheer condones piracy, though. On the other hand,
cover all of our legal bases, Jake.
Yeah, thank you. No, I'd say okay. So it's a competition between the people who decide to break down their isolationist roots to maybe go after the group, or the golems who can walk along the bottom of the ocean, but probably like they can walk along the bottom of the ocean and maybe find the group. But then they might find mega sharks down there, or like lost cities full of stuff. Go on adventures down there. In fact, that sounds really interesting, and I'd like to see that.
That could be serious golem adventures.
we need a scene where like an army of golems rises out of the sea, except they're all like muscly anime protagonists now. After having gone through their adventures at the bottom of the ocean.
Only to find out that Marcus has left the Shrouded Isles and now they need to walk halfway across the ocean.
Yep. Yeah, put a pin in that one, Jay.
They founded the lost city of Ultra-Atlantis underwater.
They've revived Atlantis.
Yeah.
Atlantis is now a golem city.
Yet they have stunning advancements in the, areas of technology, medicine, human-based medicine, pottery. Still, their number one foreign policy issue is kill Marcus Valafi. It makes it really baffling at the negotiation table.
Do you have Marcus Valafi? No, we don't care.
We don't even know who that is.
Yeah, like, the Elroni are like, what? Control 25% of the Free Isles' riches at this point. Why do you want this one guy? Okay. This is one of my incredibly specific weird ones. Okay. So say theoretically you're put in a position of you can kill and then replace one of the main three. Which one would you annihilate and then take the place of, and what skills would you bring to the table to make the group not such a horrible failing mess? Theoretically, if I'm looking to
very theoretical and very oddly specific. Yes.
That's not weird. That's a great question.
I'm not looking to kill any of them and replace them with the doppelganger. What are you talking about?
Wow.
Sleep with one eye open, Matt.
My eyes never close, Jay.
Elfie goes first.
Oh god. Why did we establish this order? This is coming back to bite me.
Technically, there is no order. I'm just like putting you out first. Seniority and all.
I'm going to say Marcus because it would be easier to go without a DPS than a tank or a healer.
Darn straight.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. Like, that's fair. I can't begrudge you that.
Single beer.
I would be of no use. I have no idea. Probably doodling in the corner or something, except Ash already does that. So, like, yeah, I'd be pretty useless. Maybe necromancy.
Necromancy's sick.
Yeah.
It would replace that niche of disposable, like, creatures that the imps currently fill.
Yeah.
Just
Yeah,
replace
that's
them with
important.
zombies.
No, that's a slot
No.
that you need. That's necessary. Like, look at any popular YouTube series. They have something that they kill off every episode. It's there. Just keep an eye out for it.
And any successful adventuring group, Bilbo and Sam wouldn't have made it to Mount without disposable imps. That's just a fact.
That's undeniable. Tolkien wrote about that in his memoirs.
Thero?
I don't know. I could slyly off Gregor, I suppose, and
Just a little bit.
just a little bit, and
Kill him a little.
take his
only
place as the
halfway
short
dead.
person. I could glare angrily at things, I suppose, and hit them with a stick.
That would, yeah, tied with Ash's death glare, I think that would bring the glare quotient to a very, very happy amount. And then Marcus has death eyes, so, you know, you've got a good ocular base.
Death
Hmm?
eyes?
Death eyes, yeah.
What are you
Okay,
talking
you fire
about?
beams of super concentrated heat from your eyeballs, man. It's what you do.
Like that, yeah, but that's not something that has to kill anybody necessarily. Like, that's just useful. That'll start a campfire in like 2 seconds flat. Okay, I can cook a roast with my eyes if I want to.
It's why nobody makes eye contact with you. Nobody.
Oh, I thought that was because I was intimidating.
No.
If looks could kill.
Marcus has been bodily picked up by like every single person the party's hung out with.
He has all of the
At least
physical substance of a broom with a wig.
For me, I'd probably kill Gregor because he's causing like the most emotional turmoil within the group right now.
Aw.
Like,
Oh, I buy that.
like
Oh, and I'm forcing poor Gregor into it with my somewhat insidious schemes, but you know, it's Gregor, yeah.
God damn it, Jay.
Yeah.
Just he keeps going off and doing random shit, and then Ash gets upset, and then Marcus has to play, go between. It's like, God damn it, Gregor.
Tiefling mediator, hooray!
I'm
And then
impressed by your mediation skills, man.
Hey, thank you.
And then I'd Brigade actually talking to people and finding out information.
Conversation? What?
or not forgetting about the shit that's in the inventory.
I'm still waiting for that cauldron foot to come back and regally destroy me. Marcus is like, oh,
Wait.
surprise, I've got this acid invulnerable cauldron foot in my inventory. And it's
Wow.
going to be exactly what he needs at the time. Destroy everything I have planned. And I'm
I
going to go
completely
keep
forgot about that. I would not have remembered that I had that if you did not mention it right now.
Oh, joy.
So thank you for that. I'm gonna make a note of that right now.
Oh,
Acid
joy.
resistant cauldron foot. Good.
I feel like
Thanks, buddy.
everything in that bag.
I'm gonna say replace Marcus, and then I'd just be a better recorder of events and have like a more accurate storyline of what's going on.
Without yourself as the main character and savior of the universe, where's the fun in that?
Marcus has a flair for the dramatic, let's just say. Something that I'd actually be interested in seeing at some point, Matt, if you're willing to take the time, is Marcus's account of everything that's happened so far, because I want to see how much it differs from reality. Like,
That's
I want
a
that
great
comparison.
idea, actually. Yeah, not like that's something I've considered doing, but that I haven't actually, I haven't gotten the momentum to sit down and actually hammer it out. I will do that though. That sounds like fun.
That sounds like a lot of fun.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
And
That would be very awesome.
Strange question, Matt. Who would you kill and replace?
I'd kill off Marcus and replace him with Darkus.
Marcus with a mustache.
Yeah, that's it.
Darkest.
Oh yeah, the
God.
internal name we've been calling Marcus with a mustache is Darkus.
I thought that got mentioned at some point.
Oh my God.
Maybe.
Not yet, no.
It's what the
I
pug
don't
is
remember.
named in the map tool library. Darkus.
I'm like,
Right. I remember noticing that before.
Yeah.
I'm like, Jackson, I need a slightly more evil-looking Marcus. And Jackson's like, righto. 10 seconds later, Marcus with a mustache, red eyes. Perfect.
Yeah. No, like just actually perfect. He nailed it.
I
should
think my favorite
use that
thing about the
pug.
mustache is that it's black
Yep.
Yes. Yeah.
rather than blonde.
Yep. It's pretty clearly false. Or liberated from someone else. I don't know.
Or died.
I'm honestly not sure.
That's a scary
I
idea.
don't think you notice a blonde mustache very much, so.
I mean, unless it's large and magnificent.
And on fire.
And on fire. That's,
Which Marcus would insist on.
that's facial hair 101.
If it was liberated from someone else, I hope there's, no parts of anyone else still attached to it.
Yeah, me too.
Judging
I
by
wanna
the
be
hair
pleasant.
color, probably an Al-Irani. So you might have an Al-Irani mustache.
That is distressing.
The more you know.
Because
Yeah.
then the text goat can repossess it.
There you go.
Well, but I have an understanding with the tax code now. That's fine.
But at the same
That's
time,
not-
you would
yeah.
say that Darkus would probably say that the mustache was his quote greatest asset, which is
That's
just
true.
like that just
That's
sets
true.
the tax code on you regardless.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
Marcus has a deal. Darkus doesn't.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, no, that's important. Huh.
Bark, doggies, bark.
Unless Marcus changes the terms of the contract to read Marcus, aka Darkus.
Mhm.
AKA
I'll slip something in there.
AKA brittle bottom something.
Oh, manhandle bristle bottom? I don't know.
Oh my god, you got that
can't-
perfect.
I think it was that. I have a hard time keeping track of all of the names I come up with, but I think that was it.
You came up with 3 during the episode. That was one of them. I'm impressed
Yeah.
you remember that off the top of your head.
Mhm.
Well, I watched the episode not that long ago. Sorry, what?
Was it only 3? I thought there was more.
Yeah.
There might have
Oh,
been.
there might have been more.
Yeah, it felt like every single time was a different name.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like 7.
Probably, I think 5 or 6, but I wasn't really keeping count. It's fun to come up with names.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a great freaking episode. I loved Matt when during that split second where Ballast McGee's getting dragged out. Matt didn't know that was Ballast McGee, so
No, I had no
hear
idea.
that, what? That's the most legit one I've heard my entire life.
In the middle of another sentence.
Yeah. He's like, yeah,
Uh.
oh, what?
Yeah,
Yeah, I was already talking to someone. I was shocked. Jay really threw me for a loop there, you asshole.
Finger
I
I think
guns
that was
up.
like my favorite reaction in the episode.
I find it ridiculously amusing that Marcus routinely forgets various names in his inventory, but he can remember who Ballast McGee was.
Yep.
Right. There's a long-standing feud there. It's been going on for all of a year.
Sheep asked in episode 40 from the Incorporageddon, going back to the Shrouded Isles after Incorporageddon, you said they commandeered blank and cut yourself off. What happened there? And then it says pirates in parentheses.
Yeah.
I don't remember exactly.
I remember exactly what I said there.
Oh, great.
Oh god. Okay. At the time, I was exploring potentially another plan where they commandeered a blank. No, it had to do with something that was very specific and strange. There was a like I realized it didn't happen in the actual series, it happened in a practice, but there is something in Oleron called a party barge, which is
Oh!
a moving house.
I remember that practice.
Yeah, there's basically a party barge, which is a moving house, and that might have been a little side, like, me adding a little bit of narration about them commandeering an Alarani party barge, which was a mistake any way you cut it. But
Is that how they got all the beer for the bar?
that's a very good point.
That's a really, yeah.
The beer from the
think it
bar
might
is
be.
the beer from the bar is mostly, unfortunately, Kier.
Yeah, it's like
Well,
we
I
had a
should
decent
say
stock
the
when
beer
we
was for the
started, but now it's pretty much all Kier.
Don't tell Ash that. She thinks they have actual beer. Don't tell
No,
Gregor
no,
that.
we put it into other bottles and resealed them, so
It's
she's
a real.
none the wiser.
We're being incredibly. So we're rebranding. No, it's sneaky.
Rebranding. Sneaky rebranding.
Yeah, so maybe someday we'll see it all. I still have the Alarani party barge built. It's
Oh, you have the map still? Good.
oh, it's really garish and horrible. Maybe we'll see it someday. Oh,
In true Alarani style.
yeah. There's a beer pool. It's terrible.
Ash's
Sounds
head.
like Ash's type of ship.
Yeah, except
I
for
don't know.
all
I mean, like Ash likes to drink and to party, but like she despises the Alarani. I think the most out of the entire group.
She did cause a riot on the party barge, and I think even flew it up near the Shrouded Isles near the end of that. I think that was her.
Yeah, that sounds right. That sounds right.
I really want to say that was her.
So now there's just a rat ocean, like right by the Shrouded Isles. That's just the house.
Yeah, pretty much, and it's constantly bleeding beer into the ocean and probably killing a lot of
Oh,
fish.
God.
It's bad news.
It's real bad news.
So if Charoth was still doing a shrimp thing about the Shrouded Isles about that time, would he then be drunk?
Huh.
Huh?
Maybe that's why he was so enraged. Wow, I didn't think of that.
He was just really, really hungover.
Yeah. Good thought.
Man, I'm glad I didn't have to deal with that. Oh, drunk god of death. That worked out great for everyone.
I'm just imagining this giant shrimp just swaying into the obviously above land, trying to look threatening, but is just quite obviously not doing very much. And then
Charoth
it just
turns
collapses.
into a cuddly drug, so now you have a very cuddly death shrimp. Trying to hug the whole islands at once.
And there's the band's name for the Battle of the Bands episode. Very cuddly
Oh.
death shrimp.
Oh god.
I don't know what I missed, but that sounds great.
He wasn't like mad or anything because he had a hangover. He was mad because the party stopped.
Man, Party Shrimp just wants to party.
So why didn't he get mad at the end of the week celebration after they gone back to his
I
current...
assume Ash was babying him hardcore and keeping him away from all the Kier there. The
Yeah.
Kier the drink and the Kier the person.
I would hope so.
Hey, no, Uncle Kier is a great influence.
Oh yeah, Kier called dibs uncle immediately. That was
He
important.
can teach you all the wonders of the world of fire. It's important for any small child to know.
So the group is a little unbalanced, let's say right now. And like the NPCs sort of round that off a little bit sometimes. Kier doesn't really round anything off, but they round it out maybe a little bit. What skill set do you think would be that could be brought to the table would best round out the group and maybe slightly increases their chance for surviving this horrible ordeal?
Ooh.
Arrow, you go first.
Ah. You got me before I could say you. Alright, maybe someone who's a bit more stealthy than Miss Neckstabber. And
Very, very good point.
someone who's probably a bit stealthier would actually help a bit, I think. Definitely someone, maybe not quite with Zelvetta's talents, but something in that direction, I suppose.
Right. Okay. Yeah, and like don't feel like you got to do the Pathfinder thing. Like
we're not even playing with Pathfinder rules anymore.
Yeah, like
so much.
We've created our own monstrosity. Yes, we have.
Yeah.
But the way I explain everything to Jackson is through Final Fantasy classes, since he gets those. So if that's what you want to do, go for it. That's how Jackson does everything. It's cool.
Okay. Then I'd probably want to see someone who's a gunner, probably, like, range physical attacks, because all you guys really have is Marx's, spells and Ash's throwing her sword, which doesn't...
Yeah, our ranged attack is lacking a little bit. That's a good point.
Yeah, especially since if Marcus gets hit by one thing, no more range the rest of the battle.
He also really likes to infight if he can help it, and that's a terrible idea, but he does it anyway. So yeah.
I'm reminded of that split second. I'm reminded of that split-second exchange. You know, Ash, I am an infighter. I like to infight. I noticed that about you, Marcus. You really like infighting. Yes, thank you.
I just keep remembering when you guys were fighting the Phobius and just... You teleported on top! Why did you teleport on top?
Okay. Just think about this from my perspective for a moment. Like, all I can see is the art of the monster, and I'm like, where is the place that I can perch where it will not be able to screw me up? And, like, right on top / just behind its head, like, it can't get me with its mouth. Its crazy bone-weighing hand arms are, they don't bend around in that direction, so I was like, it's fine, I'll ride it like a horse. And sling Eldritch Blasts into its eyeballs from above. And Jay made sure that did not work.
Oh, if I can maybe read Matt's mind and give a more honest account, his thought process was, in which way can I best ride this creature? Instantaneously.
Oh yeah, that's fair. Well, my general strategy with really large creatures you have to fight is 1, can I ride it? 2, can I get inside of it and defeat it from the inside out? Those are my 2 main thought processes.
Like if we haven't had serpent, you could have tied it in a knot, and then it just wouldn't have been able to move.
Yeah.
Matt's eyes glaze over for a second, like, oh man, I should have done that.
Yeah, I should have done that.
I think if we haven't had this talk on camera, Matt and Marcus both are very big proponents of dealing with large enemies, quote, from the inside.
From within.
He thinks it's the best way to deal with something bigger than yourself.
Hey, it's worked in other RPGs before, Jay.
It has not worked in TI yet.
It has not, but I'm gonna keep trying.
Oh, Lord.
I'm almost surprised no one tried to tabletop it.
It's tough when they don't have legs. It's difficult. It complicates things.
I can't believe, I try to... When I'm planning a session, sometimes I'm, framing times where it's okay, if, this guy's clearly very good at countering, if they all come together and maybe do some sort of combined attack, they could get past his guard. The important part about this fight is coordination. Let's see how they coordinate. So, in my mind, I'm imagining, Persona all-out attack, something really cool, where they all put their talents together and overcome his defenses. They're all-out attack, their group special move tabletop. I'm just trying to...
I still think it's the funniest because it's a tabletop and a tabletop. And
yes!
It works on multiple levels. I've always really liked that's our special attack.
I think Foss the only one who disagrees.
I think so, yeah. Jackson's totally on board.
Oh, Jackson is more than on board about tabletopping people.
It's
Maybe
so ridiculous, I love it.
I guess I'll go with Cat and just go with a ranger. Something other than magic, like arrows or something.
I'm throwing imps.
If you ask me, we could use some sort of shadowy rogue type character who can actually snake at all. And who could maybe also diplomatize without being massively narcissistic all the time.
Or
No
angry.
way, I wouldn't take that away
Marcus.
from you, man.
Hey,
That's,
thanks.
that's all you.
Oh, I know it.
I'm going to suggest maybe someone who, because Ash does all the buffing, is maybe someone who, like, debuffs all of their opponents, which might make it slightly easier to fight.
Oh,
Very good point.
that's
Yeah.
Very, very good point.
Or stealth.
What are you talking about? Marcus is so sneaky.
I-
Oh. Throws up a shadow thing on top of himself that looks like the tiles below him. Everybody just walk. Everyone walk.
Sorry.
Shimmies around a pillar immediately behind the pan. Do I come back? Do I come to you? What do I do?
That was excellent. I don't know what you're talking about.
We're throwing up a giant
Thank
shadow wall
Thank
because,
you.
of course, Horvin won't notice.
Yeah, exactly.
Horvin, what are you talking about? That's a mysterious masked man. I have no idea what you're talking about.
That's a very distinctive, like, flower cape thing.
Also the yelling.
What, yelling? Just in general?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think that's what I do.
You can yell with the best of them. We can all yell pretty well.
Yeah, no Spanish guitar though, so there's the proof.
In much Spanish guitar now. So
Yeah. Oh, I'm bringing it back in a big way.
Oh dear. Does he have a full band now?
Oh, that's a brilliant idea. Oh, and you just continually add more instruments as he appears.
That's
Really
really
nice.
Quick
Yeah,
accordion
orchestra.
solo.
He's walking down the street and there's just an entire orchestra following.
And then it's an orchestra plus, like, a big brass band plus a marching band. And...
Of course.
He's the only one who
Something
doesn't seem to
bagpipes?
notice.
Eventually he gets a bunch of, like, color guard people following him, interpreting everything he says via flags.
And that's what the fourth clan is.
Horvin's minstrels.
Yeah.
Perfect.
That is great.
Can't deal with Matt immediately saying the secret fourth clan. First 2 minutes of the episode. First 2 minutes of the first episode in Romance. He's like, oh yeah, but you're thinking about the secret. Yeah, obviously you're disregarding the secret fourth clan.
It's just never come up again.
Yeah, isn't it?
I'm not going to say anything. I was just impressed that Matt just did that.
Okay.
Oh, what a jerk.
Yeah, I'm the worst.
Oh, I'm perpetually impressed by your ingenuity. And how...
Why, thank you.
Yeah, man.
You're making me blush now.
Yeah, you efficiently ruin my plans with the best of them.
I do my best, man. I really do. I know that if I don't do it, then somebody else might not. So I've gotta bring my A game there.
You take your chances where you get them.
Yep.
Nappy asked, specifically to Jay, what is one question you wish your players would ask an NPC?
Oh god. Okay, so many. Oh god, just whenever a concept is presented to them, this is blanket. Whenever a concept is presented to them, asking for an explanation of that concept and not pretending like they already know it. Oh yeah, I know it. I know all about it. Yeah.
I'm definitely the worst. I am the worst at that. Yeah.
That's your character.
Yeah.
Like,
That is my character, but
where
still.
we're like Gideon's there, and they're like, she starts to explain a little bit about magic, and Marcus is like, oh yeah, like, sorry, is best sorcery. I'm like, and ask anything. Or like, I finally got a good response out of Jackson, but like, maybe talking about divine magic versus arcane magic, and nobody's like, hey, can you maybe break this down for me? If everyone pretends like they know it, in good conscience, I have to, like, the people telling them, wouldn't think, like, I should explain it to them anyway because they're clearly morons. They'd be like, oh yeah, you get it.
Hey, all I'm saying is if you want to, like, stop at any point and go, like, listen up, asshats, you don't know what this is, then that is...
Everyone fails their bluff checks against the party, apparently.
Pretty much. No,
Marcus is nothing but a whole bunch of bluff checks rolled into the shape of a person. What were you saying, Jay?
Oh, that's my number one.
Yeah.
Other questions are, I wish that the group would ask more often about specific characters' backgrounds, or even each other's. There's a lot of there's a lot of downtime that
Hey, I have learned from a while ago that you do not ask Ash about her background because she will go and have a think somewhere else for like the rest of the session.
Aww.
Why don't you ask
She
what?
did in the campfire episode.
That is a good point.
Yes, this is true. But Marcus has learned not to push that because, you know, Ash doesn't want to talk about that, and that's okay.
Ask, yeah, my regrets would be nobody asked Thog what his story was. Nobody asked, well, I guess you guys pretty much got Kier's.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's more there, obviously. But, yeah, just overall, there hasn't been much asking of stories until the most recent episode, actually, where they were very good about it, actually. Way to go, guys.
Hey, thanks.
It was aimed at some weird people, but they did it, which is nice for a change. And
That was a hell of an episode, Jay.
And my God, did I go off on a really long tangent as a result of that, and it was beautiful.
It's great. It's great. You guys will love it, I'm sure.
It's gonna be a weird one.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Aren't they all weird ones, Jay?
This one's weirder.
Aren't they all?
This one's much weirder.
Yeah, that's fair. If you were in the group, what would be your next course of action?
Oh God!
Oh
God!
Take that.
Helping.
Run?
Solid.
Yeah, really.
That gets the Thog seal of approval. That makes sense. Do it.
I would probably ask a lot of questions.
Yay!
For starters, why on earth did they even want that blood in the first place?
Yep, that's a very good one.
Can't believe
Don't know
no one
why they
actually
didn't
asked
ask
that
that.
question.
Sorry, why we don't ask what now?
Why you didn't ask why they wanted the blood in the first place? Because it's really weird to ask for something's blood in a
Like
cup.
you need proof that you killed something.
Well, how can
Man,
they tell
like-
it's the Spiritfolk's blood?
Because the cup would shatter otherwise, I'm sure. Because then you wouldn't be pure of soul or heart or
Or something. You
Yes.
also didn't explain how the cup. You didn't ask how the cups
No.
really worked either. Either
No.
of those questions would have been 100% warranted.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. We should ask more about that.
Yes!
Well, hindsight's 20/20. Whatever.
I'd probably group sit-down therapy session, mostly with Ash and Trigger. Just, I'm going to tie you to these damn chairs, and you two are going to have a talk.
I have considered this course of action before. as official adventuring party mediator.
Do you
I'm
think
sure
Marcus
you should be
consider it?
horrified at that or not.
Do you think Marcus could fight both of them adequately enough to get them into chairs?
No, that's why he has
They're
not. That's
asleep.
why he hasn't taken that
yeah.
course of action.
He does it while they're asleep. That's all it takes.
I'm sure it'll all be fine. I'm sure it'll be great.
To get Kier's help with some bizarre device that, like, knocks everyone unconscious for 2 hours.
Oh, so the normal device is okay. I'll put the bizarre ones away.
So you mean this hammer?
No, but Kier, it needs to
Even pick up
knock.
a hammer.
Sorry.
No, but Kier, it needs to knock out both people at the same time. Kier pulls out another hammer.
Oh,
Shrugs,
and you want
looking
this
at
hammer.
You. Yeah.
You
Just
want
two
you want
hammers,
this
like, come
hairbrush? God.
With 2 hammers taped together.
Yeah, exactly.
Nunchuck hammers?
Yes, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Oh my god.
Kappa?
I'd probably find Kier and Ash first, and then go find pirates because I'm absolutely biased towards pirates.
Perfect.
Later.
Later.
Fight Promethean pirates or just pirates?
Any.
You and
I don't
pirates, I
take
swear.
whatever.
Who would you choose to play your character in a Hollywood blockbuster movie of thrilling intent?
Oh crap.
Shane has so many answers.
Oh. That's really hard. I'm also like not great with actors and stuff, so damn.
Yeah, Matt, I want to hear yours more than anything.
Like, oh man, that's really tough. Like, I bet Johnny Depp could pull it off.
Oh, okay,
but
that would be
maybe
amazing.
I'm just flattering myself.
The correct answer is yourself.
Yeah. Well, yes. Ideally, I would definitely play him myself, but you know, they might not want to actually pay money for me to do that, which is reasonable.
Everyone else is money for it.
Not you, Jay.
Oh, okay.
Oh wait, no, sorry. Real fast, I've got a perfect one for Ash. Danny DeVito. It's just a very clear image in my mind.
I was gonna say that for don't because I like the image of Danny DeVito pretending to be a big bat, but that's just me. Not human don't. No.
Who was that?
Danny DeVito he was in Twins. He's on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia.
It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia is the major one that he's on right now. But he's been in a whole bunch of stuff. He was the director of Matilda, and he also
Matilda. He was the dad.
Yeah, he was also the dad of Matilda, but he also directed it, which I didn't know for many years, and I was pretty impressed when I learned that. Like, good for you, Danny DeVito. He's awesome.
Yeah, he's the best. I guess if you guys have seen the IT Crowd, I think the Irish fellow from the IT Crowd would be perfect for Kier.
Nice.
Oh god. I just want to see Christopher Walken, but that's just me.
Wow.
Ooh, there's so many characters.
For Colfus, John Goodman.
Yeah.
John Goodman for Colfus.
Oh, exactly.
I was gonna say that.
If we're talking animated and as far as voice actors go, I want oh god, who does Brock Samson?
Was that Patrick Warburton?
Patrick Warburton. I'd want Patrick Warburton as Dog more than anything because that's like when I originally had to come up with a voice for all these characters. I'm like, oh my god, like how do I'd never really done voices before in my life. I'm like, okay, who do I want to be able to do this thing? Like, I know I'm not good at imitating, and the advantage to being bad at imitating voices is you wind up with accidentally original voices if you try to imitate people.
Yeah.
So,
that's the spirit.
Yeah, so working off of a secondary memory of Patrick Warburton's voice as Brock Samson, I'm like, okay, I'm gonna make him, but with longer drawl and way more sick of everyone's shit. And that was Dog. I always imagined Inian would have the same voice actress as Azula because, yeah,
Grey Delisle.
The best.
That's good. That's a great.
Yeah.
Choice. I also think that Patrick Warburton could do Kier if he was doing more of like his Kronkle.
Yeah, exactly.
I want to throw this out there at you, Jay, but Natalie Dormer for Inian.
Who did she do?
I think she would be good.
She's Marjorie in Game of Thrones and the one chick with the undercut from the Hunger Games.
Yeah, no, she'd be absolutely perfect. I think it depends on like which
confirmation.
Movie.
Ha.
Yeah, no, oh god, I think it would depend on the arc or what I was going for. Like the thing is with Inian, I'm wondering like the way she's gonna play out is dependent mostly on how much the group is how much she's okay with things or pissed off at everyone. And either way, I'm gonna imagine her in different she has an interesting personality. Her being like generally more vindictive would definitely suit one actress over the other. I don't know. It's fun to think about. I guess I'll have an answer at some point in the future.
I also think that Natasha Lyonne could be a good Indian.
I don't know names. I'm so bad.
She was Nikki in Orange Is the New Black and is in other stuff too. But
I didn't see that.
Yeah, don't worry about it. It's really good.
I'm extremely worried about it right now.
I don't know. I have a hard time. Like, I can't think of anyone who could do like Ash justice other than Faust. Can you guys? It's really hard.
No.
It also helps that Faust has an
Great
Ash.
Belial.
Oh, it would have to be faster.
No, just get Grey Delisle to do all of the ladies' voices, because...
And Patrick Warburton for all the guys!
Perfect.
Especially Gregor.
Who would voice Gregor though? Like, I feel like there's a really, really good choice there, but it's just
I
out
really
of
don't
reach.
know. I'd almost go to like, I don't know. I think picking somebody from the video game circuit would probably be good, like a video game voice actor. One of the main character guys I think would be good. Like oh god, I can't remember his name. I think who was Yuna Ukami in Persona? I think he'd make it. Yeah, he'd make a decent Gregor. I think he's got a distinctive voice, but I think it suits Jackson. It's a decent enough match for Jackson's tone.
I think that whoever voiced Yosuke actually sounds a bit more like Gregor.
I just, since you guys said video games, I had the image of Vaughn from Final Fantasy XII during the bit where he's pretending to be Bosch.
Oh my god, I love that. Well, Bosch is the best. But of course.
What's the most memorable moment in the series for everyone?
Ooh.
Oh.
There's a lot.
Like, give us all a minute.
If you want to list a few and like go for it, no rush.
Probably for me, it's like the entirety of dealing with Charth, like from the point when they leave the shrine and are running back to the stage and that whole bit, and then right afterwards when Ash is getting defensive over baby Charth.
That was great, yeah. Also, almost killing Gregor. That was that was a crazy.
That was intense.
Crazy ending there.
For the record, Foss says otherwise, but Matt actually saved his life there. Or Marcus actually saved Gregor's life there.
On one of the 3 occasions that I have cast Reduce Person.
For some reason, the moment when Kira and Ash swap back their talents, and Kira just turns and punches that guy in the face. I don't know why, but that always sticks in my mind as a really epic moment for some reason. I don't know why.
Was that the Deck of Disaster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that a lot too.
The power swapping was so much fun.
Yeah, it was just the moment, just the line. Kira punches the man, and I don't know why, but that just I really like it. The other ones were wizard drugs with with Ash.
That's one of my favorites.
The other moment I think might have been also when Wizard High School with Ash and Inian in the closet.
I was gonna say that one too. Yeah.
That's a really great scene. I love that one.
Oh, it's amazing.
I have an addition to mine.
Sure.
That was like my favorite scene, but my most memorable scene, but my most memorable line is probably from Deck of Disasters, like, with all the willpower of an Alarani guard, I lay on the ground and regret my life.
His acting was so good. Your boss just nailed it with a...
That was perfect.
Sorry, Sarah mentioned Deck of Disasters. I just thought of that.
Well, like, because in a lot of like tabletop stuff that we've done, the utter blandness of like the average foot soldier is a continual joke. And it was great to come back to that for Deck of Disaster.
That exact guard model is something that Jackson's been drawing for a long time. In the campaigns that came before, I'd say they were equivalently strong, but the group was definitely hassled by them more.
There were more of them too.
There was more of them, so I think they knew exactly what they were getting into. Where I'm like, Jackson, I need that drawing just again and bigger. I want more of that. That was so good. Alrani guards have been one of my favorite repeating jokes.
Alderon has been one of my favorite repeating jokes.
I'm going to say either of the massacres in Meadshire, which is kind of like there's two of them. That's weird.
Yeah.
And both kind of caused by the party.
Both of them extremely caused by the
Oh,
party.
yeah, they're the ones doing the massacring for the most
Well,
part.
no.
Oh, yeah.
The
First time around, not so much.
Yeah, the first one was a monster, and they just kind of let it out earlier than it would have been, probably. Second one was definitely directly the party.
Yeah, but like directed towards people who deserved it more too.
Sorry,
It was
Elfie.
And maybe the very beginning of the Shrouded Isles arc, like washing up on Grius and being like, oh, whoa, what's with all the weird things going on here?
Oh God!
Why are we so dead?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that's another thing I wish they'd ask more questions about.
Hey, no, if you're gonna get like a free resurrection mechanic, you don't question that, you just use it as much as you can.
I'd say, kicking the priest's head from first arc.
Oh no, yeah. Oh, that so is unfortunate.
I critically fail sometimes. It's funny.
Yeah.
Also, like Thera said, the Ash Indian thing. Also, the Hawaiian shirt with Thog. And also just
good.
seeing Thog shirtless, partially because of fan service and partially because of scars.
Yeah,
And also, I had another one, I forgot it.
Gregor shirtless.
Yes!
Yeah. I was really happy that Jackson drew that portrait of Thog with the Hawaiian shirt because I just busted out that line like out of nowhere. And it was like, we can cut that if we don't want to give Thog a Hawaiian shirt. But Jackson was like, no, I've got this. It was wonderful.
Another memorable line: loot table is in effect.
Oh, I remembered it. It was basically from the end of Incorporageddon when they're like finished fighting to like the end of the like actual end of the episode. Like the entire like let's go home, let's stop having all so much fun and like go back to Shrouded Isles, giving the gun, all that stuff.
Oh yeah, that was really nice.
Was.
There hasn't been enough Thog on screen for a while.
I hear that. He's been
He's
stuck in his
hungover.
mushroom haze.
Stupid mushrooms.
Damn you, old Diddy!
Not everyone can handle their mushrooms as well as Marcus Filati.
Only Marcus can. He's the only one.
I assume that Oleni can handle it too, but
That's a good question.
that is a good question. I want to know more about Oleni. I should have a
If you ask
nice long
questions
sit-down.
about Old Denny before anyone else, we are through.
Yeah, okay, that's fair.
God damn it, keep choking on my fucking drink. Right. Okay.
Oh wait, actually, so Jay, what's your most memorable moment?
Oh god. Okay. From the very beginning, the first episode, slightly personal, but going into the first episode, most people weren't that confident. Well, I'm gonna come out and say, Jackson and Foster weren't that confident in their characters. Like I was trying to put in a lot of energy to show them like, it's cool, like just get into it, like go all out. Because we were nervous going into it for the first time, and
like we really like weren't quite sure what we were doing for a while there.
Yeah, but that's also part of the reason why I set Marcus up as the first character that shows up, because me and Matt's back and forth. I don't know why we're stupidly confident in it. Like,
yeah. Oh, we can banter real well. It's great.
We can banter real well, so I knew if I threw Matt out first, like it would work as a good example, and like we'd get everyone into it. And it worked really well for the first few bits, and like I'm like, this is going to be really good. Like this is going to be as good as I was hoping. And then Marcus talks to the gem merchant, and this comes out of the blue. I know what's coming later with the massacre. Matt doesn't. He's just talking to this guy and setting me up for the perfect joke later. And in that moment, I'm like, Matt, you beautiful bastard.
Oh man.
I couldn't stop myself from snickering internally. Like, I was trying really hard to, like, giggle less at that time. I completely fell off that way. Oh my god. I giggle all the time now. But, no, at the time, I was struggling my hardest to keep it in. And I realized from then on, like, no matter what, Matt, and this character, Marcus in particular, is going to set me up for the wackiest shit. And it's gonna be great.
I did that scene and was expecting to leave it at that. And then when we stormed back, when we stormed back into like the city square with the monster hot on our heels, and you brought that back, like I wanted to hug you. It was so perfect.
Yeah, the other bit I really liked was the Ashen Indian scene, because I didn't even have the map made for that. It just kind of happened. Foss broke something out. If I went back, I'd obviously fill the closet with some stuff. But we're like Foss got this idea. It's like, I want to do a thing, just make it happen. I drew up the map really fast. We dropped him there, and it was just this awesome scene that he'd been like just biding his time waiting for. And I'm like, wow, your restraint is really impressive.
Yeah.
Then I guess it's any moment that I get to feel like I did something clever, because I don't know, I like those moments where I get to feel clever.
Don't we all?
Yeah, no, but I like bringing back Ballast McGee and making Matt scream, "What?"
Oh
So,
my god.
anytime you see someone like come out with a weird or strange reaction to something they probably didn't see coming, I'm internally loving that to hell. It's why I do it. I love being terrible to my friends.
And you're so good at it.
Thank you.
You know,
Oh god.
when you started on the first episode, I thought you were going to say when Marcus and Gregor go up to talk to the one adventurer that was in the bar.
That's it.
That's another great one.
That I didn't see coming either.
That first episode was really validating in a lot of ways, because like we stumbled through it some, and like there were a fair number of pauses because, you know, people had to come up with like lines on the spot, but like we really kind of proved that we could hot potato the comedy back and forth pretty well.
Yeah.
I was really happy with it.
Yeah. No, that was the moment where I'm like, oh man, this is gonna be a wild ride.
Yeah.
Jay, this is more for you. For the world map, did you kind of design it beforehand, or did you use a random generator, or did you just like let everyone get their backstories figured out and then tell Jackson to design it?
The way I did it was, for the first 2 arcs, I'd say, it wasn't set in stone because we were still trying to figure out like the character of the show and the world. We're still pretty unsure of it, but as it was going, I started designing the lore behind the Free Isles and just started drawing out. There's a horrible MS Paint version of that map that Jackson has out there somewhere that I sketched it out very quickly and like labeled everything and gave very short descriptions of like what they should be. I'd say it didn't really take shape until I started writing like short stories and stuff like that to like really characterize it, because I really wanted to flesh it out. And like Matt's read a few of them. They're pretty old by now. Like I wrote one about an investigator following in the wake of Marcus Valafi and just like reporting his findings later. That one was fun. Like it wasn't really until then that I really drew the whole thing up and I sent it off to Jackson with quick descriptions, and then he added his own flair, so we wound up with something a little more cooperative. There is Oh god, this is the map that's seen is only a section of the Free Isles. There's a world map out there that's actually most like I'm leaving a lot of areas on it blank because I want to be able to like change it if I have to, but most of it is actually sort of planned out, and the Free Isles are very intentionally designed actually to look a certain way when you put it into the larger picture. So hopefully we'll be getting a larger world map at some point. That's ultimately on Jackson, and I am overworking him way too hard.
Yeah, I kind of did wonder about that when we saw the Patreon tiers.
Yeah.
Like, poor Jackson.
Yeah, pretty much.
I
We
almost
kept
feel
asking him,
bad.
like, dude, are you okay with this? He's like, yeah, no problem. We're like, okay.
You say so. Speaking of the Patreon, thank you all so much.
Thank you all so much
for contributing to that. You guys are so cool. Holy crap!
It feels like it feels incredible to. I have no words.
And I really wanted to have a theme song for this ready by the time that we came on, but it's not done yet. It will be soon.
Oh yeah, Matt was working on that.
Yeah.
It was working on it, trying to get it done for this, but
You'll get it sometime this week, Alfie. It'll probably be on the ukulele. I hope that's all right.
Matt, you still have your ukulele?
It's not my ukulele. It's
Oh, did you sit on your ukulele?
It wasn't my ukulele. It was Sarah's ukulele. I left it on the floor and stepped on it at some point. I didn't sit on it. I stepped on it. I stepped on it. And I got her another one recently.
Oh.
And so yeah, I've been fiddling with that. It's a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, Dakota sat on his banjo.
Dakota had a banjo?
Not anymore.
Oh Lord, there's still no potato witches. I'm sorry, I'm looking at the Patreon and like no one selected Potato Witch.
I don't know why.
Is that the $15 tier?
That's the $15 like let's narrate a thing. I can totally understand that.
Oh no, that's somebody did pick the $15 tier. Our Patreon classified it kind of weirdly and put them under the $10 tier. But I have it like I have like a spreadsheet of everyone, and somebody did contribute $15. I'm the cool spreadsheet guy.
He's extremely cool.
Although they mentioned that they might have been put in the $10 tier because they paid with, quote, dirty northern currency. So...
Canadian dollars?
It must be Canadian dollars, but it says $15 on the thing, so they're in the Potato Witch tier for all I care.
That's the best.
Yeah.
But I don't understand why nobody would get Potato Witch is the greatest title of all time. Definitely, it's definitely what you want to be.
All the powers of a potato and a witch.
Well, thank you so much, and Matt will write you the rockinest ukulele tune.
Rockinest ukulele tune ever. Hopefully.
I can't wait to hear
it.
Oh.
On the topic of Patreon, thank you guys for making a Patreon so we can support you and throw all our money at you because you guys deserve it so much.
Yeah, even though making you do more work for it.
No, it's really like thank you guys so much. It's the only person that I'm worried about is Jackson. Like the rest of us just love what we do. Like not to imply that Jackson doesn't. Holy strike that from the record.
Open mouth. Insert foot.
Yeah, no. Like the bit, especially with the supplement, is something that I know I've always wanted to do. Like, Matt and Foster both. Matt and Foster write kings as well. They love writing. We're just excited to churn something like that out. It's honestly always been a dream of mine to do something like that. So thank you for the opportunity. Like, holy crap, it's gonna be a fun one. I have most of it completely, like, it's almost completely written out. I think it's coming out around the middle of the month. It's gonna have some Marcus Valafi adventure diary in it. And then a bunch of fun stuff that should help build the world more and maybe answer some questions that went unasked.
Yay! Questions that otherwise we bother you with emails about.
Oh, we don't mind the emails. I like getting emails. Who do you think deserves a character theme next?
Ooh,
I'm kind of trying to decide which one to tackle next, and I'm just interested in getting some feedback from
I want either Don't to get an actual theme and on April Fool's Day one, or Indian.
Great. Cool.
I'm going to second that and try not to be extremely biased with this stuffed goat that I'm currently hugging and being like, no, of course not.
No.
There's no bias there. What are you talking about?
Oh yeah, no, I'm just wondering, Matt. Do you think it would be cool to give away maybe a trade secret that we might have, maybe about a potential future video that might be pretty much done? Do you think that'd be cool? I think
Yeah,
that'd be cool.
I think could be.
Matt completely rocked out and did a completed version of Kier's song, and it's amazing. It's gonna be up in the next few days.
I don't know about amazing, but it's pretty
amazing. The ending. I mean, the beauty of it. It just strikes me right here in my heart. My heart.
That's good to. Well, like, you know, I want to make sure that whoever has the character that I'm writing the theme about is happy with it.
Oh god, that is me.
Yeah, you're Kier, dude.
So I am.
Yeah.
But yeah.
So anyway, you can expect that in a day or two, and I'll start trying to crank another one out soon.
Yeah. Kappa, Thero.
I think the next character to step up and get a theme should be Ballas McGee.
Yes.
Oh my god.
Triple.
That's a brilliant idea that I had not even considered. It's just gonna be Marcus ranting.
Say that like it's a bad thing.
No, it's gonna be great.
Song ever. It's gonna be worse than Kazoo. Idiot.
It's just gonna degrade into like words being censored. So it's just like loud beeping and a guitar being played.
Censored with kazoo noises.
Don't be surprised if I steal that from you a little bit.
Kappa. Yeah.
I was gonna say Kier and Indian, but now that I know we're getting a Kier song, I'm just gonna say Indian.
Great.
Yeah, I kind of want to say, like, I want to kill a little song, but Secret Project.
Secret Project!
Secret Project!
Secret Project?
I'm like the only one who doesn't know what that is here. Screw you guys.
Well, I hadn't planned on giving Killa the song, at least not soon. But she could probably use one eventually.
She needs more characterization, which is
the main thing is that, like, you know, of the screen time that she's had, she hasn't been super well characterized.
Serious ass on screen very soon coming up.
Well, like, the thing is, there's, like, a lot of us have latched onto the characters all over again after the songs came out. Like, after Thog's and Gregor's and Ash's songs came out. And Marcus's a little bit, but not quite as much, because, god damn it, Marcus, stop, like, embellishing.
It's all he knows.
But I remember the chats just exploded.
Yeah.
I'm really happy with it. Why, thank you. Like, I often feel super amateur about the music stuff, but, like, I'm happy with what I've put out.
No, I'm always impressed when you when you hit tones other than like the well, I guess it'd just be the diversity of it. Like, you're very funny, obviously. Like, you're a very funny dude, but you know how to do it in a lot of different ways, and you can do melancholic really well too. I'm just super impressed, man. It's cool.
Yeah, if I have to, like.
I mean, yeah.
If I must.
No, you're great, man.
Thanks, dude.
How did Thog, or like all around in general, hear about Marcus to like hire him?
If I could answer for Matt, because I assume I can nail this one on the head.
Yeah, you can.
I like to assume that Marcus, I think Marcus, we've never seen Marcus in want of work. And I think if he ever was desiring of a job, he'd probably go to the largest city possible, hand out posters with his own face on it, probably put on multiple vaudeville acts, appear in as many concert halls as possible.
Teach all of the nearby minstrel songs about himself, the usual.
He would spread his, like, he would find his image of, quote, the common man and spread his legend as quickly and potently as possible. It would just, they heard about him very quickly, likely expecting him to be something far greater than he was. probably because of the hype.
There's a lot of hype. There's a lot of hype to live up to. The struggle is real.
As far as going to a,
Sounds like a great story.
I think that's what Marcus would do, right?
Yeah, no, you hit the nail on the head.
I assume he'd go to the I don't know.
Also,
No,
even though he has been hyped up a lot, mostly by himself, he has been traveling around doing odd jobs for people and adventuring. So like his name would get around naturally a little bit too. But it's mostly what you said.
Yeah, the another interesting thing that I always wondered is like Marcus is from he's from another kingdom in another part of the world, and the Free Isles, compared to what he's used to, is fairly backwater. There's probably a reason why he's wandering around this place rather than the world capital.
Hey, the world's a neat place. Deserves to have Marcus's face plastered all over it.
The world's a neat place. Sometimes you need to lie low, though, until the fire dies down, if you know what I'm saying.
Does he have 2 nations of golems after him?
See, now I'm picturing, like, some town gets, they learn the Ballad of Marcus Philosophy, and then, like, many, many decades later, it's, like, the same tune, but it tells the story of Meerkat Vagabond.
I like that. I like that a lot.
Wow, that's like 3 fan theories that now have more like basis behind them since you said that.
Great, cool.
What Marcus was doing beforehand, I think, is like Matt's been exploring it in his adventure journals, and it's something we've actually talked about a bit. I'm excited for the group to press him on that. Actually, that's going to be a cool moment.
Yeah, they'll get to see how much actual truth, if any, they can get out of him.
Yeah, which is probably none.
Probably maybe some dregs of truth, some truth dregs.
Some truth dregs,
Here's one which like is not a super deep question, but what's your favorite arc? And maybe why? Like short reason why.
Oh Lord. Do I answer with the real answer or the expected answer?
Both. Perhaps both.
The expected answer is probably the Golem arc, because I am an enormous advocate of the Golem arc, because everyone else seems to dislike it, and like...
Well, it's not that I dislike it, it's just,
Everyone's always like that, and that arc is like a huge thing, because it shows not by how they start, but like how invested I can get in a short period of time. And like the first maybe 3 episodes of that arc were just like, okay, I'm gonna binge watch this. Actual answer, probably the Shadow Isle? Or Deck of Disaster.
Oh, that one was so fun.
Right? I loved recording Deck of Disaster. Damn.
For me, it has to be Wizard High, because Idian, like, I love Idian. We get some nice information on the characters with like the Wizard Drug Room and Marcus having his own Wizard High School like trauma, and no matter how small it was, the bit of Charrot like popping up when Marcus called Kier.
Oh yeah, that was wonderful.
And then Ash and Indian in the closet. Yeah, just all of it. And again, memorable line, what thugs, I'm scum, I know I'm scum, my self-conscious in Wizard High School, what the fuck happened?
That might be my favorite line from the entire series.
There's
Plus, there's just a lot of really good jokes in there.
You just reminded me of my favorite outtake. When Marcus calls Kier during that moment, like, where he's going up the stairs, there's this entire conversation, and we finish the conversation, everyone goes quiet, like, it's the end of the session, we're all calming down, and I'm like, oh man, they're gonna be so sad when they find out the truth that Marcus just has a recording of Kier saying those things and just responds to it. Yeah, I'm still cool, man. Yeah, I'm still cool.
Yeah,
And
I
Matt's
forgot
like, that's so sad.
It's really tragic. Probably not far from the truth. Uh,
hard to tell if we went with that one. I don't think we did because it made
No.
that was just actually too
it's
sad.
just too
for
sad.
me.
No, keyer mastering like wireless transmitting makes way more sense.
Oh, you think there aren't wires? Joke's on you.
Oh god.
I kind of want to say this most recent one only because of the title card and what it like the possibilities it holds, and also for like everything else inside of it.
Oh, most excellent. Yeah, we're hopefully building towards something gigantic. Like once again, I'm apprehensive of my own ambition as usual, but if this one goes out like we intend, sort of, it's going to be phenomenal. This this is sort of a continuation of the last arc. The Gods Are Gone is sort of a continuation of the last, and
Yeah.
we're hoping it goes somewhere. I'm hoping it goes somewhere interesting. I don't know what Matt's hoping.
There's like literally no way that it's not gonna go somewhere interesting, Jay.
I think it's gonna be cool. I got big plans, so let's hope this one pans out like nuts.
I think it will. I'm very, very excited for this
Oh,
to
God.
reach its conclusion.
Jay, you said that the party finally started asking backstory questions.
Yep.
With this whole building up to something, was it because a villain showed up in the GOM to start monologuing?
Nope.
Okay. I just saw that since Kappa said that. I was thinking about Zeth showing up
Yeah.
and like promise destruction stuff.
Oh, that's
monologuing is actually one of a villain's natural defense mechanisms.
That's why
if they're spooked, they'll just start talking about their dastardly plans until they have a chance to flee.
Thero?
I'm torn between my favourite arcs. It's either Incorporated or Deck of Disasters. Incorporated because I think that was what rocketed Ash to my favourite top spot, kind of thing. There was nothing quite as enjoyable as watching Ash just slaughter everyone, really.
That was impressive, right?
Yeah.
Oh, I know. And Deck of Disasters because it was just hilarity in a can. It was definitely one of my top favourites at any rate. It's between those two.
That was a lot of fun. We did it in we did that one. We decided to sit down and just do it in an afternoon and like do it until we had as much fun as possible and just like it was good enough to put it to bed, and that was a really fun afternoon.
It was. Like that session has a special place in my heart because that was so cool.
Marcus Jr. comes from.
That is where Marcus Jr. comes from. I should give that ape a call and see how he's doing.
Does he think Marcus is cool?
I think he thinks Marcus is and Marcus Jr.? You think I'm still cool, over?
Marcus Jr. holds up the sign around his neck, which says, "Yes, you're cool."
Yeah, I'm happy with the Cure Vengeance so far. The Oven Mitt's still one of my favorites.
I fucking love that.
The Spattering Ram.
Splattering Ram is like the best pun. No, your best pun was implements. The Oven Mitt is my favorite one though.
Right now,
that beep, beep, a beep, beep.
Were you ever surprised by how much people liked or didn't like a certain character, event, etc.?
Yes, always. Because in my own case, I always tend to think like I get an idea in my head and then I really want to execute it, and then I never feel like I do a good enough job usually, so I'm always surprised when it's like, wow, like people really like that character. Or, oh my god, like I'm actually really surprised about that. Thog always surprises me. People liking Thog always surprises me because he's not what I'd consider likable in any way, shape, or form. I'm always really glad to hear people like Inian, like more than almost anyone else. Like that's always really encouraging. Just like of all the characters, I think she got the most. Her inception was the most detailed, at least, because she was a character from a short story. So I thought out her thought process and mannerisms the most. Like just because I went completely nuts on that. I thought her thought process and mannerism. Colvin was actually from that story too. So they're both interesting, and I love hearing that people like Inian or Colvin because I don't know. I like receiving feedback in that way. How about you, Matt?
Well, I mean, the one that first jumps into my mind is everybody really liked Morin.
Yeah.
When I think he was kind of initially intended to be like just kind of almost a one-off character or like not a particularly big deal, but like
I had plans.
Yeah.
I still have plans. They still exist.
Oh, I know. Oh no, I know. And like and he's ended up kind of having more of a central role, I think, because of that response. Which I thought was really cool.
There was just someone actually being nice to the party.
And we're still all extremely doubtful of him.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh, the other thing I like about the response to Inian was initially reading the comments, like a few of them were like, oh, I don't really like her so much. I'm like, this is gonna be good.
Yeah.
Because I knew over time, like, she's either gonna grow or not, and in either case, it's gonna be fun for me because she's probably the most fun to play because she can more directly force things out of the characters than everyone else. Because Kier is, he's got ham hands and emotional ham hands especially. And Thug doesn't care for the most part. So, no, Inian was the most fun to pit against the group, so to speak, because I could really force a lot of very fun reactions out of them, because she wants to see them make fools of themselves as much as I do, and I appreciate that.
On the topic of Inian, is I went to dinner with a friend the other day, and she hasn't been able to keep up with TI because she's been, busy with school and stuff.
Yeah.
The last episode she watched was like 38, maybe. So, she's like, well, I've been, following you on Tumblr, and I've not even met Inian yet, and I love her. And I'm like, yes!
Yay!
I'm so glad that you love Indian and you've drawn fan art of her because I hijacked that one post with Thrilling Intent fan art. I am so proud of that. There's a post that's like a bunch of different pictures of potatoes and like prepared in various ways, and it's got like "You Are My Sunshine" lyrics throughout it. And I reblogged it and I added Elfie's art of Ash carving a potato and Marcus asking, "Hey, have you seen Inian?"
That was great. I saw that. It's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Elfie is the fan art queen for Ash and Inian. Just fan art queen in general. Well, king, I should say. But yeah.
Yeah, no, I've seen a lot of fan art by Elfie. I really like it.
Thank you.
I love all of the fan art we get. It's incredible.
Just gonna motorcycle Kier. Motorcycle Kier.
That took so long. God, motorcycles are the worst. I feel like in reality he would just strap rockets to a bicycle.
Oh yeah!
And call it a motorcycle. Yeah, big time.
He would only make a motorcycle if he was inspired by somebody else to make a motorcycle and then promptly ruin it.
Yeah. He'd also probably either subscribe to or would actually be the truth of you paint flames on it and it goes faster.
And since it would be developed in the Shrouded Isles where you can't go 10 feet without hitting a tree, its focus wouldn't be top speed, it would be turning.
Yeah, good point. Well, maybe if you can phase through the trees entirely.
And this is why Marcus and Kira are a dangerous duo, because magic plus technology is, both aimed at making the worst product possible. That's something we should honestly play off of more. I think there's a future in this magic technology thing.
Magic technology. We should for at least one of the monthly videos at some point, we should do like a Marcus Keir Magic Technology Power Hour.
Oh, that'd be so
Yes.
good.
Yeah.
I love this.
That's another thing I don't feel too bad spoiling. We're talking about some monster definition with Gregor first, and I think it's going to be good. I've been talking with Jackson about it. He's got a lot he wants to say. I got a lot I want to say. We're going to talk about monsters for a bit. It's going to be fun times.
Excited to see that myself.
Oh God, I had a day for the tabletop stream this month. I was supposed to remember it. I'm gonna check my email really quick, but we're gonna be streaming a tabletop this month. On
Yay! Disorganized Shays,
I'm
disorganized.
so organized. Right now it's we have plans to do it around the last week of May, around the 24th. No set date quite yet, but around that time, I think we're gonna do something. Yeah, it's gonna be fun, and I want to start streaming some more stuff, but
Yeah. It should be a lot of fun.
we futz around with games and tabletops quite frequently, and most of it goes unrecorded or whatever, and I think it'd be funny or fun or entertaining or maybe none of those things.
You guys are
Terrifying.
definitely entertaining.
Yeah.
Well, thank you. We try our best.
Thank you so much.
Let's.
I got a question that's partially aimed at Matt, because it's
Yes,
something
that's
we
that's
discussed-
breaking every rule that ever exists. But go for it.
Yeah, okay, I will.
Rules.
Thanks. No, a while ago we did the Valentine's Day song
Yes,
with me and
yeah.
Matt sitting in the same room. Would there be any more interest to me and Matt just sitting together and futzing around, Matt on a musical instrument, me just shooting the shit with him?
Yes.
Like,
Yes.
Yes.
Please.
okay, cool. Like, if we were thinking it wouldn't be something as organized as like normal songs, then mostly just be like us improvising around a guitar or something.
Yeah.
But like,
Improvising.
it sounds like Fiverr. No, it would be like we figured it'd just be something fun to do on an afternoon and maybe put out later. We were already considering a song about maybe pleading our case before a judge. So that was the first impulse.
Like I absolutely like left and right. Wow. I really want to do that again because recording the Valentine's Day song was some of the most fun I have ever had.
Oh, so entertaining.
Yeah, I'll drive over at some point and we can like hammer something out again and then like go grab dinner or something. That sounds like fun.
Sounds like a really good time. Yeah, if there's interest, we should absolutely do that.
Hell yes.
There's definitely interest.
Yeah.
Good to know.
So much.
You've made a good impression this far.
Haha.
So many imp puns.
It's always everyone else other than me who hits the imp puns. Like I never remember to. It's one of my detriments, I guess.
Yeah, but you're always the one who's like,
I'm deaf to it by
That's
this
true.
point. It's like, I've heard all these impuns. I don't need to think of any more.
That was an attempted imp noise.
That's pretty good. Excuse me.
That's like a dying duck.
Yeah, it was my number one inspiration for the imp sounds.
So those noises are relevant to this next question, actually.
Oh, great.
Bunny asks for Matt. So the imps reproduce by spores, but that one imp settled down and had a wife and a kid. Does this mean there are lady imps? Do lady imps then grow mustaches / beards / 5 o'clock shadows, or at least try to?
This is what I was thinking the entire session after he said that. I'm like, oh, wait, hold on a sec.
The 5 o'clock shadow is like something special to that imp in particular because of the shit that he's seen. It just kind of like appeared pseudo magically on its face.
Can we like? I guess it's a slight spoiler, but like nailing down the chaotic nature of imp biology is important. The fact that no two imps are exactly the same. They're just mostly the same, in that they're water balloons full of blood. Imps are more than capable of exhibiting well, let's say they exhibit mutation at a much faster rate than other creatures.
Sure. Yeah, I think Marcus might also help that along some of the way, which is why you occasionally see imps of a different color, or imps which are pudgy and blue and terrible. But for the most part, like, no, they reproduce asexually by giving out spores.
Giving them out, and not producing them. They hand them out.
Oh no!
Please take
But
these.
as far as the imp who settled down with a wife and kids, no, he simply found love with somebody who had children from a previous marriage. I think was how I had it rationalized in my head.
So
Yeah,
not
but
another
but the kids look up to him, and he has some really good things to say to them, like helps them through tough times at school, coaches their baseball team. It's a lovely relationship.
And this
That's
happened
beautiful.
overnight.
Yeah, no, like in a few hours even.
He coaches the baseball team and is also the baseball.
He's multi-talented.
Wait, he exploded as soon as the bat hit him.
That's a special property.
Yeah, special property is not popping like the rest of the imps.
And that's why it was one of Marcus's most trusted.
Mm-hmm.
The X-imps. Like the X-Men, except they're all imps, so they don't really last very long or do very well.
Still terrified of that 5 o'clock shadowed imp.
Yeah, he's sowing revolution. I sent him off to have a nice hard think about his life.
Isn't he still wandering around Shinkala?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, oh, that's right, he got loose. Yeah, that's a tomorrow problem. That's a tomorrow problem.
You keep forgetting, and I keep reminding you. No, that's actually completely perfect, though.
Yeah. Well, we'll come back to that. Like, there's no way that's just gonna get left alone. It's one of my favorite things. Is
That's
the
why I have a nation of golems and a city of imps after him.
The loose ends for Marcus are absolute. We got the nation of golems. We got Ballast McGee still after him. We got an army of imps now.
I don't know about an army of imps. There is one particular revolutionary imp.
Is Ballast McGee after him? Like, we know Marcus hates Ballast McGee, but does Ballast McGee know who he is?
That's a very good question, actually. No,
That's a good question. It might be a bit of a one-sided rivalry. I'll have to think about that.
It depends on how well Marcus's books sold, which is I've never been clear on that. It ultimately comes down to am I willing to trust Marcus in that his books were very well received, or is he completely obscure and lying his ass off? And I frankly don't. I frankly like not knowing that.
That's good because it's going to continue.
But yeah, Ballast McGee's still a loose end out there. Well, that's simultaneously encouraging and vexing. I've got a lot planned out and a lot on my plate, and the best I can do is be like, "Oh, it's going to be really good," and cackle a little bit in my corner. So I'm sorry about that.
While the rest of us kind of look over suspiciously.
There's that one email that Sunset sent that was like 5 questions, and you responded with 4 maybes and 1 I don't know, ask Matt.
And then there's the theories email that is like, oh, I could tell you, but spoilers.
Yeah. I feel bad not responding, so I'm like, I'm going to get as specific as I can. Maybe.
Yeah. There's some hard Colvin level truth in there. Like, oh, thanks.
Yeah, there
What
is
does
some
that mean?
There is some hard Colvin level truth in there.
Is this like space camp level truth? Is this like his restaurant level truth?
No, this is the same level as the truth.
Oh god.
Hey, it only took us 2 hours to get one of them to do a voice.
Hey! Colvin's my favorite voice.
I'm always doing Marcus's voice.
I'm always doing Marcus's voice. Marcus Valafi, everybody.
You said nothing like me.
It's me, Marcus Valafi. I
will
can't grow a
drive to your
mustache.
house and punch you in the throat. I was wondering if you all had any experience with tabletops, and if so, like I know at least some of you do, but if so, which ones, and anything cool that you've done that you'd like to share?
Oh, I have a
Barb.
great story of the time I teamed up with Thero and screwed everyone over.
With the spot switching.
Yes.
Yeah, because Thero was running a campaign. It was just very heavily homebrewed, and all the characters were based off of the fandom that we were in at the time. And I was playing a lich, whose all his spells were homebrewed. So just like, geez, what bizarre things can I find in other systems and make them work? And one of them was the ability to put people's souls in objects while they were still alive. And I was like, hey, Thero, could I theoretically put people's souls in an object and then move the souls to different bodies? And she's like, sure, why not? So the
And I was like, yes.
entire plot of one session was the fact that I accidentally botched a roll and swapped someone that shouldn't have been swapped because he died and I'd put his soul in a ring, so we had to go and find him.
Oh no.
And
He ran off with a third character body.
and I didn't let on that it was me. I was just like, oh, we must have had some contingency plan.
Oh, that's such a shame.
Oh, look at the time.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've got so many. I mostly play Pathfinder with one group, and I'm trying to get stuff set up. Like I'm going to be in 2 of Thero's campaigns if they ever get off the ground. But my main group, I've shared these stories before. My first character that I made for that party started getting called the Reaper Druid because she was the only person that consistently survived.
Huh.
And not even by being an asshole and running away and leaving everyone to die, just she was the only one left standing because she's a druid, she's a caster, I got her a bow, and I stayed out of the thick of the fighting.
That'll do it, yeah.
And there was, oh god, there's so many stories. The one time we decided to attack a house of vampires at night.
Oh,
like,
no, that's their territory. You don't want to do that at night.
Well, the thing is, like, I was tired from a 12-hour shift at work, so I wasn't thinking straight. Our other party member was also tired and not thinking straight. And I forget what was going on with Doug. And then our 4th player, his character was a half-orc with really low intelligence. So, like, he was going to say something, but he couldn't think of a way to make it so that the character would have thought of it and explained it well.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we go and we attack them and we wind up setting off some alarms, but we were in a back room with a long hallway leading up to us, so we kind of bottlenecked everything, and the half-orc ran as soon as he realized shit was going down. He was just like, I'm out. I've dealt with vampires before. I am out of here.
Yeah, that's what I would have done. That's smart.
Yeah. Our one guy exploded himself because he was like, I know I'm about to die. I'm not letting them kill me. And then the other guy and I just sat back and were throwing fireballs because I had an amulet of fireballs that I hadn't used at all yet. And he was a, like, what was it? Like the tattoo squirrel mage class. I forget what it's called, or like the archetype.
Tattoo squirrel mage.
Yeah.
That's an incredible set of words.
No, because it's because the whole thing was he gets a bunch of scrolls and he can, like, basically apply the text to himself as tattoos.
I heard squirrel. I'm sorry. I heard squirrel.
No, squirrel.
My mistake. I'm sorry. Continue.
No, I really like that archetype, but go on.
So we're sitting there throwing fireballs until he finally gets hit by something, and then I'm like, oh shit, there's like 3 vampires coming at me, plus a bunch of minions. I'm going to wild shape and get the fuck out of here. And I rolled 3 natural 20s on my death check to run away.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
Into a motorized cheetah and sped out of there.
Basically.
Great.
Thero?
top moments that stick out in my head are both from my homebrew stuff. The first one was where my player spent half an hour trying to get through a door. Literally all I had to do was say please to the door. And what ended up happening was the dwarf, who was a little bit odd in the head, tried to seduce the door.
Oh, yeah, that's the smart thing to do. That's what I would have done.
So the end result of that, because I had no idea how to react to that, was basically the door blushes.
It works. We got in.
Eventually, yeah.
Oh, wow. Was it a happy relationship after the fact?
He never came
Between
back.
door and dwarf? Oh, that's tragic.
He did, however, find another door later on, call her Alana, I think it was, and then settled down.
Oh.
The second thing that happened was someone getting a -1 on a will roll against the same dwarf seductively eating a banana.
Oh, holy crap, I love it.
So their mind caves inwards from eldritch horror.
It was a really silly little moment, but it was the fact that it came out as a -1 because they'd taken debuffs to up their other stats.
They literally lost free will at that point. I love that.
Yeah, pretty much.
Kappa?
I've never done a tabletop or anything like that.
Aww.
I want to, but I've just never Demon said like, who wants to do it? I'm just like, eh. I've just never gotten the courage to do it.
Oh, that's exactly where I was until school, where I met Matt, and another friend of ours kept saying like, oh, you should do this thing. Oh, you should do this thing. Oh, you should do this thing. And it took like 15 to 20 prods, and eventually I'm like, yeah, why not? I'll try this thing out. And almost begrudgingly, they were very correct. I loved it. Loved every second of it. But yeah, no, I took a lot of prodding. Matt will attest to that.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and you know,
I wasn't like really adamant that this is something we had to try instantly.
No, you were
got
just like, yeah, like you're like, oh yeah, that'd be a cool idea. And I'm like, should I? And you're like, yeah, why not?
Yeah, and it worked.
Oh yeah.
Look at you now.
Yep. With a fairly successful YouTube/podcast series.
Hey!
God. And I keep thinking of all the ridiculous shit that my Reaper Druid went through.
We got that.
I know I told the chat about this. Make the horse sentient after his owner dies, and then he takes over the bar. And there's one time the half-orc got married, and we went to his wedding, and the best man was my druid's animal companion, who was a tiger, because he was the only person in the party. He was the only creature in the party that would regularly stay close to the half-orc. Because hey, this guy keeps grabbing bits of random enemies and feeding them to me. And then the wedding got attacked, and the tiger died.
Oh no!
Yeah.
Question: did the tiger have an awesome tiger tux?
He had a bow tie.
Excellent. That's great.
I think our only interaction with vampires ever was
I don't do Draculas, man.
Yeah, no. The session starts and the guy's like, "We need you to kill a vampire." This is Foss DMing, and me and Matt are not. We were less of team players than we are now. Let's just say. My character looks at Matt's. I'm playing a tiefling, actually. Weirdly enough.
Oh, that's right. Yeah.
Yeah, my character looks at Matt and it's just like, what do you think, dude? And Matt's character's just like, no way, we don't do Draculas. We do anything but Dracula. We don't do Draculas.
It's in our contract. We don't do Draculas.
The entire plot goes through. Foss keeps sending us to different locations where we might run into vampires. Every time we see them, we just we look at them. We're like, no, sorry, no, don't do. Nope, not today. Nope. We walk away.
Oh,
the
yeah,
session,
assholes.
Yeah, the session became about us trying our best to avoid the plot. We never did fight that vampire.
No, we did not.
Oh, I think that means we won.
I think so. Against Faust, yeah.
One in spirit.
We were the worst.
Yeah. A little bit.
Hey, as long as you survive, you're good.
Yep. Still technically a victory.
Wrath asks, whatever happened to the cloak of the warden?
Marcus, okay.
Marcus is wearing it?
Marcus is being a huge jerk and just wearing it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's been told to pass it off to somebody who's, quote, more worthy.
I'm supposed to find somebody who can take my place as warden, but it's kind of a really great cloak. It's awfully warm. And you know what? There's more important things to look after right now. Maybe if in the next 10 years or something, I stumble across somebody who is worthwhile of it, then I'll see about getting a.
That's not a bad idea.
What is it?
Horaven?
Oh, holy crap! I didn't even think of that. Nice.
Maybe?
Grius' next top god slayer?
You were definitely
I would watch that.
Me too. You were definitely waiting for somebody magical, right? And because
pretty much.
Marcus and his standards for things, and I assume Inian would just not do.
He's not material, man. Not at all.
or Colvin.
Oh, Colvin on the other hand, he could ward with the best of them.
Could he?
Probably. I'm just assuming.
A messed up brain. I wanna if I had the resources or the ability, I would have a shot of take your pick of which spirit folk, either Orion or Killil, back on the Shrouded Isles occasionally whenever a reference is drawn to anything involving the Warden, and then just sitting there being like, any day now.
Any day now.
Yeah, I do feel like if only you guys had the resources, there's so many good side cuts you could do to different stuff and different characters.
Yeah.
Next step, outsourcing.
Yes.
Add a reward tier to Patreon. We voiced off some of the work onto you.
You get the greatest reward of all. Do all this stuff for us, please.
Unpaid internship.
The jerkiest tier. Oh.
So yeah, that's what's up with the cape. It's comfy. Is what's happening with the cape.
Okay. We weren't sure because it hasn't been mentioned, and you would think someone would bring it up.
Oh no! And every time it's thought about or brought up, just imagine me sighing deeply.
Cough, all gapple cough.
I like to imagine that Marcus just has it wrapped around himself like a blanket at all times.
It's a security blanket.
Image, yeah.
Yeah, no, I imagine Ash at least, considering the whole thing with Telvillian, I would imagine that Ash at least would be like, Marcus, take care of the Warden's cloak. Come on.
Just give it to someone, please.
Somehow it's not been damaged by acid, and it is a miracle to everybody.
Oh
Unlike the rest of
there
his
was
clothes,
that.
Yeah, no, Marcus's clothes keep melting, so he's got backups. Yeah. It's like... The image that I always get is Marcus is wearing completely normal clothes, and he's got magical bits and bobs on him. To me, at least. What?
That's
yeah.
accurate, yeah.
Yeah. So, he's got magical bits and bobs covering him. The process of enchantment makes it at least immune enough to not get eaten alive by bile bad acid, just low-grade stuff. If it's enchanted, it's already protected by some larger magic and has some natural repellent. The end result is Marcus winds up being naked in just a cape a lot. Well, I imagine him naked in a cape with bags on his like belt.
Oh yeah, his bags can withstand it.
I assume his belt's magical too,
Yeah, probably.
for holding the pants up. Everything
What
else, though.
What a breeze.
Everything else, though. My God, Marcus, I assume you're wearing just normal tailored clothes. Well, probably Kier
Yeah,
tailored.
no, he has an imp that takes care of that.
You weren't referred to Thugs Taylor.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, no, but Marcus has his own guy. It's fine. He's a guy for clothes.
Guy's an imp. Guy's always an imp. I actually had a question about like this is very general, but what do you guys think of the community? Like you guys are really in the thick of it. What do you think? I want your feedback. It's
a very positive one and a surprisingly large one for like a group that only usually interacts through Skype.
Yeah.
Like there's I think 40 people
Wow.
in our Skype chat now.
Ooh,
Yeah,
that's impressive.
41 technically, because it never counts yourself on the thing. So
Yeah.
So yeah.
that's awesome.
Yeah, I think it's a very good community. Like I was part of the Harry Potter fandom. I was involved in the My Little Pony fandom before Bronies became such a huge ass thing.
Yeah.
I'm part of the Steven Universe fandom, and
Yeah, I love Steven Universe.
like this is really honestly the Steven Universe fandom is probably the most positive fandom I've been a part of, but this one is the one with the least drama. Like, I've been here since October, I think, and there's only been 2 big issues that have come up that I know about, and yeah.
Well, that's excellent to hear. And if this is being overly snoopy, feel free to be like, no, just shut up now. To me, that's fine. I can take it. Matt tells me to shut up all the time.
Constantly.
Shut up, Matt. Go on. Just kidding, man.
Yeah, man, I know it. Don't worry.
Yeah.
It's cool.
And it's definitely, like, you guys being so interactive helps a lot, I think, because you guys are just, like, so much feedback to all of us, and it's great.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent. No, like, it's been a complete blast.
It's been incredible.
I'm having the literal time of my life. It's been so fun.
It's also really bizarre because I have most of my followers on Tumblr are from other fandoms, and then I'll go to like a stream or something and I'll see somebody that's from another fandom but is watching the stream, and I'm just like, when did you start watching this and why didn't you tell me?
Like this person
awesome.
likes or blogs my fic, and I'm like, when did you get into this? Like, tell me about it, talk.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's quite nice to see someone you didn't really expect to watching it.
Yeah, but Kappa Thero, like, good fandom, yes.
I would say so. It's definitely been nicer and
Like
than
I snoop on you guys in the Tumblr tab pretty frequently, and I love everything that I see. It's wonderful.
Yes.
Yeah, we always joke around, but the fix in particular, the mastery of the fact that the mastery of the characters is outstripping the player's own. And one day, I think it was Faust that said this. He's like, "Wow, someday I'm going to be completely obsolete in every way, shape, and form."
We did kind of have the joke is that with the Patreon rewards, we can get you guys to read stuff, and we can get Jackson to draw stuff. Is that theoretically we could just put together an
or we can make our AUs kind of sideways canon by the controlled session that the Fat Bats get.
I'm excited for the controlled session thing.
Oh yeah, that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be another, like, normally I throw them the prompt and I'm interested in seeing I'm interested in reacting myself because sometimes the worst part about being a DM is you want to be in there in the thick of it with the people who are playing. that's just so fun. And having some control taken away from me and actually put in the hands of somebody else giving me the prompt, that is awesome. Like, that's gonna be great. I wanna react to the best of my ability, rather than engineering horrifying situations that make them react to the best of their abilities.
Yeah, that's fun too, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah, so this started when Elfie designed a Spiritfolk OC for himself, and then like everyone's like, oh hey, we should do this. We should all make Spiritfolk original characters, and only 3 have shown up since then, I think, and we haven't really done anything with them yet. But the thinking was eventually, if all of us make one, we just kind of like design a village for them and then send it at you guys.
Oh, that's so cool!
Yeah.
Oh my god,
Is
that's
this
so cool.
are the Spiritfolk OCs the ones which you have messaged us back about?
Mine
Is
is,
it-
yes.
Let's see, Arajani, Marina, and Talala?
Arajani is.
Oh wait,
Yeah.
no, that's not a Spiritfolk. That was just a dwarf.
Yeah, Marina
Okay.
is.
Cool.
Oh,
Yeah.
too
Oh
cool.
yeah, no, sorry, no. I have my spreadsheet open, so I can't see all of the descriptions. But yes, Talala is indeed a dwarf wizard.
Yes!
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
But
Oh
yeah,
my, that's so exciting.
but like I
like-
said, there's only like 3 or 4 of them. But you know, it's
Hmm.
just that was a thing we thought would be cool if we did get enough people to do it.
I think there's
Oh.
4 right
That's
now.
really neat. Yeah.
Yeah, there's 4.
Oh, I'm really looking forward to it. Like, yeah, anytime you want to shoot that over, like that would be awesome. Of course, I'm gonna look at it and probably geek out big time. Yeah, freaking awesome, guys.
I do have to ask Jay, what is your icon? Because it's
Oh, it's
I forgot to
a,
change my icon. Whoops, I'm boring.
it's an additional rat design that Jackson drew. Let's for reasons there are additional rats, and I want to say they're going to be relevant. They probably won't be that relevant. This one's wearing a t-shirt from the Lich World Wrestling Tour, which that is an entirely different cup of bean-like substance. But yeah, they unlike the shirtless ones, which Rat keeps very under control, this one has gone and dressed himself much like an imp would if exposed to society. There might be Marcus might not be the only minion master, I guess, who has lost some of his pack in the wilderness or in a city somewhere. There might be a section of Jinkala that they haven't visited yet that may or may not be overrun by certain creatures. Who knows? That's a
tomorrow problem.
That's a tomorrow problem.
Isn't everything a tomorrow problem?
Yes.
with our group, yeah.
Tiny Minion Village is definitely a tomorrow problem.
Yeah.
Marcus can't know about that today. He would go after it. He would try to quell the rebellion.
Probably wouldn't go well.
No. Marcus always did have a soft spot for intentionally killing imps.
Yeah,
Maybe.
he also has a soft spot for rebellion and like mutiny, though. So
Yeah. I get the feeling he'd find it
they're
very-
just cool things.
Yeah. I can respect that. I can really respect that. Oh boy.
Okay, if Doing Intent took place in a modern setting, what would the characters wear?
Ooh.
Matt, you want to go first, or should I tackle?
Oh my god. No, I'm just bad at clothes. So
Marcus is a hipster.
Oh yeah.
Marcus is a hipster. Like Marcus would have a closet full of all kinds of different fashion. Marcus is a hipster. That's a really safe bet.
I think down the list, I think Thog dresses in his own version of his own vision of a businessman, or like somebody who conducts business, yet is simultaneously very casual about it.
Yeah, Hawaiian shirt.
Yeah, like Hawaiian. It's probably not 100% correct. He's probably close, but has like a weird tie on most of the time.
Wait. Wouldn't that just kind of be his normal clothes?
Pretty much. Like, Thog's pretty much spot on for himself. He's almost businesslike, but he thinks he's 100% spot on. He thinks he's dapper to the moon.
I also think that Thog's clothes would not look particularly out of place if he was just transported to the modern day as is.
No.
I think Gregor would wear like a serviceable pair of jeans and a t-shirt just all the time. Red t-shirt, obviously.
Yeah.
Kier wears... don't make him a red shirt.
It's too late. It already happened.
Kier probably wears... Oh god, Kier probably wears either hand-me-downs, hand-me-downs, like, oversized stuff, or just general, like, weird, nerdy t-shirts. All the time.
Does Kier dress like a steampunk?
Kier probably dresses like a steampunk when he wants to, like, Kier is 100% the type of person that would go to conventions or something. In the modern era, he'd do the steampunk thing in a heartbeat. He'd probably make himself a robot suit out of cardboard that looked terrible.
Nice.
But otherwise, it's pretty schlubby. Probably, Indian probably dresses whatever the hell she feels like at the time. Like, I think she'd go, like, I could easily see her, like, putting together something that's more like a costume. But if she's lazing around, it's gonna be as literally lazy as possible.
It'll just be Frumpy Indian from that one episode. Just like
pretty much,
t-shirt and sweatpants.
Colvin dresses like an idiot. I don't know how to put it any other way.
Is everything mismatched?
Yeah, it's his dressing habits are based on our idiot friend Faust. Faust has this funny habit. Faust is not an idiot, but he does have this. But he does have this habit of picking up clothing that he just finds interesting and wearing it. Yep. These generally boil down to like, these are pants from Romania or something weird like that, and then he'll wear it with something that's like, this is like based on a nautical theme. And he just looks weird and completely mismatched. That's Colvin too.
I don't know how Ash would dress, but I think that that's something that Faust would have opinions on.
I assume it would be something that you could probably like move well in. Like, I don't know. Totally. Like, I don't think it's pure laziness like Indian, where it's like, I can do whatever and whatever when I feel like it.
Just like a practical outfit. I'm just bad at clothes, so I don't know.
I don't know. I assume Ash would wear like a tank top or something, just like something dirt simple, because I assume in the modern era Ash would have a job that's physically oriented, probably fighting people.
For money,
job.
Bouncer?
Yeah,
Ash would be such a good bouncer. Nice.
And he comes with free alcohol. There's no downside.
Oh yeah, actually, good call.
So if Kier would make himself a robot suit out of cardboard, does that mean he's a fan of Transformers?
Yeah. Oh god, yeah! I'm the biggest fan of Transformers.
Gundam.
There's robots and explosions. What more can you ask for?
God.
They have lasers too!
Oh god, that just convinces me even more to like try and get you guys to watch Gao Gai Gar, because...
Oh yeah, I've heard nothing but good things about it.
Yeah, me too.
It's giant robots, and they actually like try and base their taxing equipment and stuff off of scientific theories.
Oh, cool.
Keyword being try.
Try, yeah. But the attempt is really important. Like, so long as they're trying, it can be good if they get close, or if they don't get close, it can be entertaining in how wrong they were.
And one of the giant robots is literally a bard. He sings and powers up the other ones.
Oh, that's awesome.
Oh, that's perfect. Wow.
I'm just imagining Kier reading the latest comic series and getting emotional over robots.
That part is 100% taken from me. I weep openly at a lot of things. Kier likely does that too, where it's like, oh man, totally getting giant robots.
Like, I think he's been described as a crybaby at least 2 or 3 times in the series so far.
Yeah, because he is.
Yeah. Yep.
At least
But
once
we
by
love
Ash.
him for it.
Of course, no, it's great. No, there's nothing bad about being a crybaby.
It's just
I
it's
love
full of
Kier.
extremely powerful emotions.
Kira's excellent.
Mhm.
I'm just wondering if Kier gets hand-me-downs, does that mean there's someone bigger than he is? Is
Or
he
than
like the little baby of the group, of the family?
Yeah, Kier strikes me as a like this is a weird thing, but he strikes me as like the youngest of a family, probably. Like if things hadn't gone their way, he easily strikes me as the little brother. Like
Aww.
yeah, like little maybe older, actually middle brother. Middle brother's totally a thing. He'd probably get hand-me-downs from the older ones, but totally try to watch out for the younger ones, which is what he sees most of the group as.
Yeah.
Like
Aww.
oh, they're just yeah, it's fine. They're like me. A few years ago, I was confused a lot. I was very frequently confused. And he views Marcus as bro, like the one on the equal playing field, and everyone
Oh
else
yeah.
like
Oh, they're bros.
oh yeah,
No
Thug's
problem.
the older brother though. No doubt.
It's so cute. I really, really want more Last Call videos now, because
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
I've
need to
been
make
pushing-
more of those.
I've been pushing for that. It's just tricky with what we're like. It's tricky with the part of the story we're in, and we think it would be a tonal mismatch if there's a point that there's going to be a relaxed point coming up at some point, and there will absolutely be more last calls then, because I'm the biggest proponent of that. I'm constantly pushing for it.
Oh, I was a really big fan.
I'm
of
bigger
the first one
proponent.
that
No
we did.
shit.
Okay, fine, man. Whatever. I'm not arguing with you about that.
I'm
just
arguing
saying,
with you.
Last call was awesome. We should do it some more.
Let's fight.
well, if it might encourage more of those videos to come out, it's nice to have that break though, because I mean, technically it's under a separate title, so like we can expect that's going to be different tonally, and it's nice when stuff's high tension in the show itself to have this little side thing to go to. That's
That
nice
is a
and chill.
very good
Yeah.
point. I would feel much less bad doing terrible things to people if there was like, no, it's okay. Like there's something not horrible happening right over there. It gives me free license. No, it doesn't. It doesn't give me free license to be as terrible as possible. Don't worry.
Oh, I am.
Yeah, you should be worried.
Yeah, I am. Don't worry.
Okay, so we've seen a few countries so far. Which one do you think would be the most interesting to revisit or visit more? Like, which one deserves more attention right now of the three,
God.
four-ish
I-
countries?
I'm curious of what's up with Coravia, because we've been there and all we've seen is the Coven of Dust.
Yep.
So there's like, that
Yeah,
is the
yeah.
basis of what it's like there, and that is a really low stand.
See, I basically have reasonings for all of them. Like, I want to see more of Honorant because, like, the extra info that we've gotten through emails just makes it sound really, really interesting. And I just love whenever, like, you know, I love the guild, or, like, clan leaders and Colvin and Horvin. Like, they're just so entertaining to watch.
Hey.
But then I also want the group to go to Grievous, or back to, not Grievous, the Golem country.
Altrea, yeah.
Altrea,
Altrea,
yes,
yeah.
thank you. I'm sorry. Just for the hell of bringing back the Golems and having Marcus deal with that.
Yeah,
And-
that's totally gonna happen eventually.
Or, you know, have them go back to Alaron because Karen figured out some contract loophole bullshit and trying to pull Thug and Ash at least back because they were actually working there. Like, I have reasons I would want to see everything.
Excellent.
Thero?
I'd quite like to see them go back to Alaran, yeah. Pretty much for the same reasons. Marcus could probably be pulled back under a contract too, since he sort of worked for them a little bit.
Yeah, like, and let's see more than just Meadshire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I've wanted to put these guys in a city setting for a while. Like, really badly. And I'm talking like...
you're doing that with Giancala.
Oh, that's... I'm talking a different type of city, like maybe a
Like
slightly...
an asshole Alaron type of city.
Maybe.
like Giancala is kind of like a close suburb to a city sort of vibe I
Yeah.
get.
Yeah.
And like if you went to Alaron, it'd be like a downtown sort of vibe. Yeah.
Oh, absolutely. You're spot on with that.
Yeah.
I'm thinking like the dark places of Glasgow kind of thing here.
Yeah, with going back to the shadier part of Alaron, I always wanted to get into a little bit more of why that place is messed up, like the equivalent of gangs calling themselves corporations is still funny to me, and I want that to fully play out on screen.
That reminds me, where on earth is Peros? Like, it's...
Okay. I could put that on the map, actually.
Yeah.
That's not a bad idea at all. Yeah, I'll put that on a map.
It came up once and it's just like, oh, where is this in relation to anything?
Wait,
Just a forest?
That's a good question.
It's the place with all the thugs that they go to during the Deck of Disaster.
Oh,
It's actually it's a small island settlement that used to be like, oh god, I actually need to like look into the lore of that one again to figure out which one I got correct. But this is off the top of my head. It's a small settlement that they thought would be centered in the wilderness, with an overabundance of natural resources that they'd be able to tap forever. Very quickly, they realized that on the far side of it, sort of in the woods, was, well, the edge of the island in a very large hole. Problematically, Peros stopped growing, was quickly abandoned, and a lot of stuff went down there. It was the setting of actually something else I had planned, but fell through just due to time constraints. So yeah, getting back to that place would actually be very interesting. But all the people who live there basically use it as a place, like it's a thieves' den right now. That might change in the future. It's a little it isn't necessarily managed right now, so anyone with vested interest or any sort of power could probably bowl them over in about 10 seconds, much like the group did.
Kappa?
You know, all around because of just seeing more of not Meatshire.
Yeah, like, I don't think there's any way that we're not going to end up in Alaron at some point, even if we have to be dragged kicking and screaming. It's going to happen.
Is it dumb that I say that I want to also see the other Meadshires?
Yes.
Just
Yeah,
for
the other
comparison.
installations. I want to see those too.
There's presumably at least 6 other ones.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Parallel versions of all the characters in each of them.
Oh no.
Yeah. And
Oh, that's right. Gregor had that misconception. I forgot. He's like, but if we're here, then we're also
Yeah.
at the...
I'm just
Think Gregor's
imagining.
evil twin is in a prison.
I'm just imagining after everything that happened at Meadshire for the second time, like in at least one other Meadshire somewhere, there's now like a raid boss with like a badly spelled name of like Marcus Falafi and.
I hope so. I only hope so.
Yeah, that does leave the question: were they on Meadshire number 7 when they returned to Meadshire?
That's an incredibly good question. They wouldn't be able to tell. Like, if they stopped and asked, maybe, but they didn't. So who knows?
Oh, there's I want to ask this since we might get an actual answer, since I don't think they're going back there ever. What was up with the weird ass dead tree outside of Meadshire?
Oh, that's a very good point.
Yeah.
That was actually a sort of plan I had set up. It goes into that's strange actually. It goes into the motivation of the creature stuck in the drum and the guy there. That was their end goal. They were trying to make it to the tree, but they were waylaid before then. That was actually the end point of the session, and they never quite made it there because the group managed to stop them. I want to go in and just explain the backstory for these guys, but it's an interesting thing that's kind of out there right now. Sorry to offer another maybe. But no, that's a very good point. Calling out the weird tree is really, really important, actually. It had to do with those characters' intentions that never quite came to light, and that's kind of what I like about the format. Like this, I like to like I don't know. I like to write, so I like to tell a story that conveys all the facts together. But I also like to see these guys interacting with this world and only getting half of each of these stories because it feels really organic to me. But at the same time, it becomes incredibly frustrating when not all of it comes out. So,
Yeah.
50-50. But yeah, very good question.
Not just for like thrilling intent, but in general, when you guys do tabletop campaigns, do you pick your class first, or like design the character and their backstory and personality, and then figure out the mechanics after that?
Oh, it really varies from character to character because sometimes I've started with like, I am going to play a warrior and fill like kind of the tank slash charging head on role for the group. And then the character stuff kind of becomes secondary to that. And then there are others where like you have a very, very clear view of what their personality is, what their various characteristics are, and their class kind of remains up in the air until you manage to pin it down. With Marcus, he was envisioned as a sorcerer and became a sorcerlock, which is obviously him just being kind of dumb, but there's also a pretty major difference there. But like he started out more as a personality before I was able to pin down exactly what he did, though I always knew I wanted to do like magic and demons somehow.
You
have anything to say to that, Jay?
Yeah, I generally pick a hook. Like I find out
Yeah.
what my character is going to be about, and then I build from there. Like I'm like, oh, I want this attribute. It's a little different creating NPCs. I usually create them to try to complement the group. With characters I'm trying to make, it's like, oh, I want to play a guy who cooks, and then I'm like, okay, let's just build an entire guy around a dude with a passion for cooking. And from there, I go outwards and like I'm like, okay, to add some flavor, let's pick a class. So like, oh yeah, he's the chef and also monk. Like, and from there you go and you build it and you wind up with your strange character. That's my technique at least.
Yeah, starting with like some sort of character hook is generally a good idea.
Yeah, absolutely.
Figuring out your class is important, but like getting a handle on the character and their personality is a bit more important in my opinion.
If you'd like to listen to more episodes of the podcast, you can find us at spiritfolksaturdays.tumblr.com. If you want to join the TI Scout chat, feel free to shoot us an ask with your Scout name. We will be happy to have you. Thanks for listening. We'll see everyone on Saturday. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye.